running direct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started by
Wow.
There you go.
You just flew right into that.
There you fucking go. That's my intro. That's all I need. Crack a beer and fucking, I don't know, try to cruise this buzz.
It's a little bit different when you don't come into the music. You know, like you just.
I don't have a way of queuing
By
that
the
up
way,
properly.
we're audio recording. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't feel like
I don't have a way
we're-
of queuing that up properly, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Doing it live?
It's fine as long as you can add it to the audio after the fact.
I do,
Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
I'll add it later.
Sounds good.
It's tweaking the compression and everything. The good thing about this mixer too is it has a lot of different effects built in as well, so you can EQ it.
Wow.
You can EQ it live and add a little bit compression and some of the gain.
That's exactly what I need.
But I also do a lot of post stuff, which saves some fuck ups that I've noticed.
I have a really
add shit later, and then it sounds like this is an actual real thing.
I have a really fucking ugly habit of virtually chewing on the microphone. As you can
Chewing?
tell. Well, I mean, I get so close to it that I might as well just be chewing on it. So it's, I mean, right now I'm only like 2 or 3 inches. I don't know why, but I'm constantly readjusting the mic to be 2 or 3 inches, even though you know that the sound is traveling perfectly fine.
It is, yeah.
Like you could probably sit back from these microphones 3 or 4 feet and you could probably still catch the sound.
I wouldn't sit that far, because then you're gonna get a lot of reverb, a lot of fucking reverb. But a good rule of thumb is about a fist.
I don't like to hear the sound of myself breathing, and I've noticed that.
Yeah. If you listen back, you hear all the breathing, and the coughs. And
Oh
all
my
that
God!
stuff.
But that
try
has
to do it off mic.
that
Go
has
like,
to do with yeah. That
you
has to
go
do
there like that.
that has to do with microphone boom and shit too, right? Like the level at which you have, right? When you crank it up to a certain level, it's amplifying the foreground sound and trying to cancel out the background sound. But in order to do that, it's actually picking up on a lot of the things that you don't want it to pick up on. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anything about audio. Not my game.
It's a tricky bitch.
Not my
That's for sure. It really is.
Well,
It is. These aren't the best. These are more for live audio. So if you're on stage and you're going rah 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 into a fucking microphone, these are fine, because they're just handheld microphones. But if you're gonna do something like this, or you really gotta control your audio, your inputs properly.
I'm certainly not here to go rah 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 rah.
I'm sure that I'm sure the microphones that you bought are a lot better.
I don't know about that.
A lot better than that. Really?
But I guess to segue into it, they would have to know. It's like, why did you buy a microphone? Well,
For porn,
podcasting.
For porn, yeah.
Yeah, for porn, yeah. The soundproof panels too, ironically.
You got to find a way to direct those cam girls to do what you need.
Okay, you know what? It's gonna be a legit business once I get it all up and going. Funny story though. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting together my podcast room, and I have to go to Amazon to get the panels. It's the only place, and anybody who knows me knows that that's not a light decision. I do not make the decision to go to Amazon lightly. I've probably even said something to that degree in the past on your podcast. I hate it. I actually hate it. I feel like I'm dealing with the devil. It was the only place that I could find a 96 pack of panels that would actually cover the room that I'm going to be creating as my podcast room. Okay. Got them there. It's a pretty good deal, right? About $100 and shit like that. But the funny thing was about the purchase. So when I went to buy the panels, I clicked add to shopping cart and shit like that. And you know how Amazon at the bottom, it's like users who were browsing this product also looked at this product. Well, isn't there like a fucking 24-ounce bottle of lube? The first thing that comes up when you buy soundproof panels, like
you buy lube immediately.
You fucking buy lube. Apparently, you're trying to make a soundproof
fucking sex dungeon.
That's Amazon right there. They're thinking before you. You didn't realize you were trying to create a sex room until Amazon implied that that's what you were trying to do. Now you've come up with the idea. This is genius.
They do the same thing with Wish. You know Wish?
I do.
Yeah, man.
I do.
Yeah. Well, they have ads on Instagram all the time, so every fucking ad I see for Wish, they're already trying to figure out what I need. It's always like it's either some weird fucking instrument, some weird hand instrument of like I don't know, like a shaker or something like that, or it's fucking pool equipment.
Like 1 o'clock
And it's like
in the morning.
I'm thinking they really know what I need. Like they know that I'm fucking hot and I need a pool.
Yeah. They also
It's
somehow
so fucking hot. They know that I need a pool.
they also at 1 a.m. in the morning know for some reason that you need a pair of maracas.
The maracas are very important.
They're very important.
And sometimes it's like sex dolls.
Oh God.
Those get weird too. My buddy showed me his wish list.
Oh no.
On fucking Instagram, the shit that he's been force fed.
Come
And
on.
it's all like latex bodysuits and fucking anal beads and shit.
What was he searching to get there?
I think it's just the conversations I have with the guy. Like, we're just talking about the most insane shit, and the phone is just picking that up and being like, this guy probably needs a fucking ball gag.
That's cool. Okay, I get it. I get that. If that's part of a organic conversation that you're having with your friends, I understand that. But my question is,
But the phone's also tracking you.
you're right.
To get that.
That's the intermediary part. My question is, how does that get from your phone suggesting products to you to those being in your shopping cart?
When you give in. When you give in to the temptation.
Soundproof panels, 24-ounce bottle of lube, and 3 cat suits in neon colors. With a dildo sewn into the suit.
The thing is that you're going to need the cat suit.
Well, I guess.
If you're buying everything else, you're going to need the cat suit. It's very important.
What kind of buddy is this?
He's a weirdo.
Oh yeah, but by proxy, doesn't that make you kind of a little bit? Oh, I mean, like what? He's a she?
No, he's been on the podcast.
Oh shit!
It's Luke, man.
Really?
The guy's fucked up.
Oh, that guy's nah, he's super entertaining, dude.
Yeah, he is, and that's why he has ball gags and shit.
Yeah, like I mean, I haven't even listened to some of the podcasts that we've done before, but I've listened to excerpts of things that you've discussed with Luke, and I have to admit, like he's pretty sensational. Like I honestly think
I wouldn't go that far.
No, he's
Sensation sweeping the nation.
full of life, dude, and willing to talk about subjects that probably we need to talk about, I would assume. Right?
Man, one day I'll have you and him on.
Sure.
And that'll be a very interesting, very loud conversation.
No.
Where I'm just sitting here talking very, very calmly into the microphone.
And making yourself look like the hired man. While me and Luke go fisticuffs on the microphone. Sure, buddy.
Yelling at each other about something.
Oh,
some kind of foreign policy. I don't know.
Foreign policy. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not gonna argue with him on gun rights and regulations. Just like he's probably not gonna argue with me on politics. I would assume that to be the case.
We'll see. We'll set it up. We'll do it September 1st. No,
just so you know, it's UFC Fight Night #1 on the Luke Hamilton Tonight Show coming up soon. Just so you know.
Fight Night.
UFC Fight Night. Stick around for the main event.
Oh, speaking about fight nights, I want to do another podcast on American Election Night.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a fucking good one, right?
You want to do a livey on that one or what?
If I can figure out the equipment for that,
okay,
by November,
yeah,
which is that's an adequate amount of time. I can probably figure that out. But that would be a good live one to do.
I think so.
That'd be funny.
We'll
all die. I don't know.
We literally just have to make sure that we don't go Young Turks on it.
Cry?
No, just completely become unspooled at the moment when the president is announced because it wasn't the person that we wanted it to be. And then have that particular problem
that definitely won't happen. We'll be
permeate
trashed.
Every single facet of our entire organization going forward to the point where we've lost all legitimacy.
Yeah, the Young Turks really fucking suck now.
They do.
Cenk Uygur, just a bumbling moron.
Well, he was trying to do some good, right? Like he was running for Senate in California? He was trying to do it right, man. But
He had a super PAC going on.
the fact is, I was watching the Young Turks on the night when Donald Trump took the 2016 election. And I can tell you beyond a reasonable doubt that it took me no longer than 5 to 7 minutes after they had announced Donald Trump as the victor for me to be so uncomfortable that I literally had to turn that show off. Like I no longer identified with it.
I watched a bit of that. I watched a little bit of CNN that night. CNN was deplorable.
They always are, though.
It was like
you expect that from them.
Watching CNN was like watching the fucking Hindenburg explode.
Yes.
It was like they didn't know how to rationalize reality anymore.
It was the dear God 9/11
Although
moment.
you flipped it when the verdict came down. I flipped from CNN to the Young Turks, and none of them were talking for like a good minute.
Yeah.
They were just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And I think Jimmy Dore was on that night too, and he was trying to he was making jokes, but he was also like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that all about?" But he's a comedian, so he could make the jokes about it.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys on the Young Turks have no sense of humor, so they were just like flabbergasted about it. Although on that night, I was also watching the Joe Rogan Experience because he did a live podcast on it,
No way.
and it was fucking hilarious.
Absolutely
amazing.
I actually never watched it. What was the?
They did it live at the Comedy Store
Ooh,
with a live audience,
good.
and they had a panel of like a bunch of different comedians:
No kidding.
Bill Burr, Doug Stanhope, Bert Kreischer, all that stuff.
Yeah, all the good clean ones.
No, all the ones that got fucking trashed. They were so fucking high and so fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it
yeah,
was funny, and that's what made it funny.
you had to be able to process all that information at the time as if it was like something that was really happening. The reality star was becoming the president.
Yeah.
The orange race was coming to rule the American continent.
Oh, if you want a good chuckle and also like a weird time capsule scenario, look that podcast up. It's called the End of the World podcast.
I'll be honest with you.
It was very entertaining.
when I need a good like anti turn on, when I need somebody to really bring me down, I watch like a loop of Rachel Maddow.
If you want to be pulled down in the bowels of hell,
that bitch is so bloated with lies and misinformation. I have to admit, like she brings me back down to a level. I need that from CNN. I need it. I haven't watched
Rachel Maddow for an extended period of time, other than weird clips of her when people are trying to talk shit.
She is fucking ridiculous.
I don't like her hair.
She looks like I don't want to be rude, but she has like a tomboyish thing going on.
Well, she's super lesbian, right?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not invested enough in her reality to give a shit.
Let's be honest, man. You
Yeah.
could probably figure it out.
I don't.
Watching
Yeah,
enough
no.
Rachel Maddow.
The signs were there, no doubt. But, you
Not
know,
to say there's anything bad with that, but
no. That's fine.
it's just very funny.
That's fine. But to be like an alternative lifestyle person who's spitting mainstream hot garbage and lies, your whole job is contra to your image. It doesn't make sense. You're better off to join an independent media because you look like you belong in an independent media outlet talking about anti-government stories. But here you are on CNN every night spitting hot garbage and lies.
Yeah, she could be on Russia Today.
I would like to think if she wasn't so full of shit, she might be.
Yeah, I think there's a special breed that goes on to CNN.
Yeah.
Because they know it's guaranteed money as long as they don't have to do any actual journalism.
It's access to the elites of society, too. That's the thing. I think
they can hang out and do exactly what we're doing right now.
Sure.
And make a lot of fucking money doing it.
I would agree with that.
All they have to do is talk shit. You don't have to be a journalist to be on CNN. No. They're not doing any reporting. They check Twitter in the morning, and they fucking do it. Fucking get on with it.
It's not just fucking Twitter. Like, there's a grand narrative that's going around the Western Hemisphere. You better believe that when you walk in the morning.
But are they perpetuating it, or is it Twitter?
It's not CNN. It's this it's MI6, the CIA, and the NSA who basically create the storylines every day. And it's the media which is responsible for actually fulfilling the obligation of bringing that news, not only bringing the news to the masses, but presenting it as something of fact. And it's nothing of fact. Like Rachel Maddow, for example, just to go back to it, she's been on this Russiagate thing. It's been disproven 4 times and reopened by the Democratic
They're still
Party.
going on about the Russiagate thing?
Still going on about it.
It's been 4 years.
You watch this bitch, she's spitting
It
vitriol.
was proven to be not true.
She's spitting vitriol every single night about new angles, about, regarding how the Russians were meddling in the 2016 elections. But not only just that, they're laying the seeds for the 2020 election. So if they lose, if Joe Biden loses, they have a whole slew of
Crazy bullshit that they can spew.
things that they can blame the loss on that have nothing to do with the Democratic Party being completely inept.
Oh, so they can keep this fucking
Hoax
charade
going. Yeah,
for another 4 years until
100%.
Trump really has to leave.
100%.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch a lot of Tim Pool's podcasts, and he's a pretty good journalist, man. I recommend you
I will.
watch a couple of those things.
Don't worry.
Very unbiased, but the way he talks about it is like nobody wants to vote for Biden. There's no evidence that he's gonna win.
There isn't.
Like they can fudge the numbers in the polls, but most fucking people just don't like Biden at all. He's not gonna fucking win.
That's exactly.
If I had to make a real solid bet, I had to actually go to a bookie and put down real hard money on this. I would put hard fucking money down on Trump winning again.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I have to agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would do that is because what's happening right now is what you're hearing about polls and poll indicators. It's not so much different than what was happening in 2016 when you were being told that Hillary Clinton was 10 and 15 points above in the polls, above Donald Trump. It's no different. And that's what essentially was the catalyst for the shock wave that moved through society when we found out that Donald Trump was going to become the president. These polls that they use, at least historically, have been so accurate that they've been able to predict presidents months and months and months in advance. You take an individual poll of a state, and those polls in individual states, they've been able to predict trends months in advance, save some catastrophe like, a candidate coming out and saying something slanderous and then getting canceled. Outside of the regular conventions, it's pretty easy to use polls to tell you who's going to win. So you have to accept something about 2016. Either the polls were so wrong when historically they haven't been, or Hillary Clinton and friends were fucking outright lying about what the polls were saying. And to me, the latter seems to be more...
It's got to be all lies.
It's lies. And what you're seeing now is no different than what you saw in 2016. It's playing out over again. If you don't believe me, you check the people behind Joe Biden's campaign. They're the same people that were behind Barack Obama. They were the same people that were behind Hillary Clinton. The face changes, but the game never does.
I want to know what their game is this time around because it doesn't even seem like Biden wants to be president. There's a few videos out there where he's doing his little talks. I guess you would call them rallies, but rallies for like 15 people isn't really a rally.
Well, did you see that Democratic convention, the virtual Democratic convention that they had earlier on this week?
No,
I think they hosted it on Monday, and they tried to have it was kind of a combination of a Zoom meeting. There were a whole bunch of regular families there and a whole bunch of Democratic celebrities. People were mocking it as I can't watch this. It's virtually intolerable. It's one long ad for the Democratic Party is what it is. It's not.
Did you do a speech or anything?
if I don't know, I can't tell you for sure, but I can tell you based on the feedback that it was hollow content. It was not something people could digest and take home and say, yeah, those are coherent Joe Biden policies.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing Joe Biden hasn't done during this whole, the presidential run up, it's define where he stands on anything. He really hasn't been able to.
But like he has some type of cognitive decline. Like there's something really going on that he's really fucked up.
It's bad.
Like he has gone into some of his speeches and told people to vote for Trump. Like it doesn't seem like he knows what's fucking going on. I think there's some kind of front from the DNC that like he's just some kind of warm body, so that like, he's an already known face. He was the VP. Maybe he can win, hopefully, and then they're just gonna get some other person. Like he's gonna just die mysteriously, and then they're gonna get some other fucking person in there. Yeah. I don't know what that crackling is all about.
Yeah, it happens.
That's fucked up.
We're working with it's an imperfect science. Please forgive us, people.
Yeah.
But as regarding Joe Biden, there's a lot of people that think that he's not going to be the president past 1 month or 2 months into, if he was to be elected as the president. There's people who believe that he's being elected to be replaced. Right? My fear was for the longest time before he announced his running candidate, that blonde-haired lady that nobody can stand was going to be the natural
I thought that too.
successor.
I thought that too, that he was
However, that is still a possibility given that she will require a vice president. Now, if Kamala Harris has to, for whatever reason, if Joe Biden is unavailable psychologically, intellectually, I don't know how you put it, if he's checked out at that point and Kamala Harris becomes the president, who does she elect as the vice president? You got to keep in mind, you got to understand what Kamala Harris represents, first of all, right?
The stars could still align here.
Joe Biden did an interesting thing. There were a lot of people on social media and a lot of people on the left who thought, wow, Kamala Harris, like that's fucking ridiculous. Like, how could he do that? Like, you look at her track record. I mean, there's some horrible shit there. I'm not going to go into it. She has a laundry list full of dirt.
I actually don't know that much.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, she was a criminal prosecutor in the state of California. And she advocated for some pretty fucking draconian laws, man. She created legislation that would see the parents of truant children in school and the children get sent to jail. I don't know if it's the children. But yeah, seriously, for truancy from school.
To go to jail.
That's right. She spearheaded that legislation. She also she was at the forefront of denying knowingly innocent people from getting parole in the state of California. She was at the forefront of a program which basically used California inmates as slaves to produce products for the state for virtually $0.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right? And she
it's like 50 cents an hour or something.
She locked up people for marijuana violations, and a couple years later joked that she had smoked weed herself. This bitch is insane.
They all do that shit though, man.
But think about this in the context of Joe Biden. What's Joe Biden offering to the American people? Joe Biden is offering to the American people the return to normalcy, whatever that means. He's not promising them a new frontier. Mm-hmm. He's not promising them something like let's build on what we got. Let's make, like, imagine how this stacks up, for example, against Donald Trump. Donald Trump is this quote unquote make America great again. Joe Biden is this let's return to normal.
Build back better. Whatever the fuck that means.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Whose slogan is that?
That's Biden's slogan.
Jesus
That's the new slogan.
Christ.
Build back better.
Jesus.
Which I guess is the exact same as Make America Great Again.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
I guess
same.
it is.
It's the same.
Build
You're building back
back
in
to
time
what it was to make it better.
to make it better.
Although there's
So
something
make America great
there's
again.
something of an oxymoron embedded in that statement.
Well, it's grammatically stupid.
Yeah.
That would be your first problem here.
The other thing is Biden couldn't say that. He wouldn't phonetically be able to say that without his mouth slurring or drooling a little bit or falling asleep halfway through
Or him talking about kids.
or touching kids.
Or touching kids.
That you know what the other problem is with Joe Biden? This motherfucker, he's got a history of fucking questionable ethics, both regarding women and children, and it's amazing.
And black people.
And let's parse this out for a minute, okay? Let's just
There's a lot to unpack. That's the problem.
Let's focus on the issues of Joe Biden and women and children.
Uh-huh.
He has a track record and a history of questionable behavior, especially around women. But also, if you watch the videos on YouTube, which are incredibly creepy, like touching little girls' hair and fucking smelling little girls' hair and shit.
Yeah, coming up
Like,
behind them and smelling them and
it's
shit.
and kiss like excessive kissing, and it's like, you know what, Joe? Listen, man, you can't be doing shit like that. Like you gotta understand. Like if you're a politician in the 70s, maybe you can get away with that. You're a politician in the social media era. You're being watched everywhere. Every move you make is being scrutinized by somebody or something. People like
Just
us,
picked apart.
people like us who are watching very closely the moves that are being made. But let's talk about the women, though. Okay, like let's remove even the children from this. The women. My biggest problem with Joe Biden and the liberal left, for that matter, you know, you got these Me Too movement motherfuckers like Alyssa Milano, right, in Hollywood, and they're just like these staunch neo-feminist fucking go after everybody in the non-affiliated political party for every indiscretion that they've ever made against women in their lives. But the sad part is when Joe Biden has an allegation against him, Me Too actually takes his side. Now, what is the logic behind the double standard when you have Republicans who are just as decrepit as the liberals? I'm not denying that. I'm literally saying that there's reasons why Me Too would want to go after Republicans. I get that. There's a certain group of them, including people in Hollywood, that Me Too has a legitimate argument against. Why is it that we go full force towards that, not even thinking about it? These people are the demons of the earth. We need to catch them, cancel them, discard
Do
them.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah. But when it comes to the liberal left,
Yeah.
no matter what accusation and no matter how
They
much
can do no wrong.
they can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I've been wondering that for a while. I think there might be I'm not even 100% sure. I think they hold the power. Maybe they're a little bit more authoritarian than the Republicans are.
The Liberal Party.
Yeah. They're a little bit more like in your fucking face. Like this is how it's done.
Like the
And if you say anything, then you're canceled. You know.
the captives have become the captors.
People
so to speak,
people on the
right?
right don't really do that, man. You know.
No, it's true.
You know.
It's true. There's a lot of
sometimes it's hard to find like a true conservative around here, especially living in the city.
No way.
But when you meet someone who is conservative and does, like in Canada votes conservative, it's like they're incredibly reasonable people.
Yeah.
You meet people who are really on the far left of things, and they don't they're so gone.
Yeah.
They have completely lost touch with reality.
Yeah.
You know. It's a different world. It's a fucking different thing, man.
Well, and I mean that begs the question too, like why is radical leftism such an accepted program and radical right wing, I don't want to call it extremism. I don't believe that necessarily people just become extreme because of their political views. I literally believe that your media And whatever is being fed to you has to get you to a point where you're literally thinking like that.
You know, there's good points to hate on the alt-right.
Yeah.
Whatever the fucking
Sure.
whatever the alt-right is.
Yep.
I mean, there is a lot of people that will lump in like fucking Ben Shapiro as the alt-right. I'm like,
Ugh.
this guy's just a fucking normal human being that has views. Like,
He's an excellent
he's
speaker.
not a Nazi. Like,
He's an
like,
excellent
that's
speaker
it.
that runs himself into circles, which becomes
Sometimes,
very obvious with a good interviewer. He's not capable of holding up through the whole duration of an interview because he's got this circle jerk logic that he can't tie a bow around his theories.
There's a paradox with Ben Shapiro. I don't really want to go down the whole thing of trying to figure out Ben Shapiro, but
We're giving him too much.
There is the religious paradox of what he has to offer.
The truth
Which,
is,
you know, he could say whatever he wants, but like the fact that he has like 2 kitchens because he has to eat kosher. He's an Orthodox Jew. It's like, that's fucking stupid.
yeah.
You know, any reasonable person would see that, you know, holding grips to a religion like that is a little bit backwards thinking. But
And having spoken on the subject for 45 seconds is giving him too much credit. Like, I mean, I get where
I've watched a lot of his shit, and I would love to assume that like meeting him would be perfectly fine.
I'd fucking debate him.
I don't hate the guy.
I'm
Personally.
not. Hey, listen.
You know, I don't have a problem with the guy. He's a guy.
You know what the first thing I'd say to him is like, look, I'm not left or right. I consider myself. I even though I'm somebody who really enjoys engaging in politics, when it comes down to picking a side, I'm politically abstinent. Like, I'm just not going to tell you I'm liberal. There was a time in my young ideal life where I probably would have said, yeah, I'm left. But I've come to see what the left, what the part of the left that I used to identify with, I see what it's come to represent. I don't agree with the majority of it.
The farthest reaches of left has gone so far left that anyone who is in the center is an alt-right Nazi.
It's true.
So what are the people actually on the right? Fucking orcs?
Yeah.
Deplorable human beings or
Yeah.
something? Like, the thing is, like, the spectrum has the pendulum has swung so far to the left that anything reasonable is just unreasonable in their eyes. You know, I'm a centrist, but you know, I say something like this. You know, I say what I just said about not hating Ben Shapiro, and in a lot of circles that would make me a fucking neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
For apparently, you know, liking a Jewish guy.
No, no.
Makes
Wait,
me a
please.
Nazi.
There's a huge distinction that needs to be made here for not hating him.
Yeah,
It's
not
not that
hating it,
it's just you're not hating him. That's
true, yeah.
That's the unlivable fact.
Yeah, for not having a cut and dry
Yes.
situation there.
You're not on one side of the fence or the other, therefore you have to go.
Yeah, and that's a huge problem these days.
Yep.
Yeah, people don't get that.
It's hard
Unfortunately, there's no nuance in any conversation. There's no, especially like, what we were talking about earlier about being surrounded by fucking artists in the city, right?
Oh God.
A lot of my friends are creative people and artists, and they do lean super heavy left.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I have a conversation with them, it's like, ooh, you know, I gotta not make sure I don't say this or say that, you know,
Just
because they're gonna call me a fucking Nazi, you know.
for the American listeners, it's important that we make a distinction between what the left is in Canadian politics and what the left is in American politics. So in the United States, you guys literally, if you don't want to choose to branch off and be independent, you have 2 choices. You can vote Coke or Pepsi. That's your choice, right? And you're constantly being told, even as an independent, your sensibility is being inundated with these ideas like, vote blue no matter who, because we just have to make sure that Trump doesn't get another 4 years. As a political outsider, I don't want to be the type of person who you look at with disdain, you know, being an American. But at the same time, from an outsider's perspective, I don't think many of us give a fuck whether it's Biden or Trump for the next 4 years. We don't see either of them being politically salient for the entirety of their terms. I don't really think that anybody in Europe or Canada or any of the other Western states gives a shit whether it's Biden or, because what most international people in the international realm looking in on American politics look at is the fact that most people out here, they realize that the Biden era of being, the vice president under Barack Obama didn't yield any good times for the people out here. It was fucking business as usual.
Yeah.
And people out here, they're not like Americans. They don't cognitively forget every 4 years. They remember stuff, especially when you're, if you're Pakistani and your family's getting bombed because of some fucking CIA covert drone program that was administered under Obama. Same thing with the draconian immigration policies which were ushered in under Obama. There was never a time in the history of the United States where more people got deported under a single president than under Barack Obama.
Yeah.
You got this cute lip service.
But they forgot.
That's right.
They ignored, actually.
Cognitive forgetting and this falling in love with people that have a way with words. I could tell you right off the bat during Barack Obama's inauguration that this guy was just a real fancy mouthpiece for the intelligence agencies. Absolutely, 100%. First of all, you got to understand something. Whether you're Pete Buttigieg and you're running as the Democratic candidate as the first potential gay president of the United States, or you're running as Barack Obama, the first fucking black president of the United States, or you're running as Hillary Clinton, the first female president of the United States, the objectives remain the same. The program remains the same. The face changes, the program stays. Right? There's a legacy project involved here that has nothing to do with who the president is at any given time.
Yeah, well, that's the same with any country, any political system around the world. It doesn't really matter who is in charge or who gets elected. The government in any country is a large machine that is going to do what it needs to do no matter what. There is some slight variation depending on who gets elected, but has America really changed since Trump got elected? Not that much. There isn't really that. It hasn't changed that much. Immigration is a little bit more strict, as my friend Tate told me.
The truth
it's
is,
a little bit more strict than it was back in the day or something like that. But same here in Canada. Has anything really changed since Trudeau got into power? Weed's legal, but then but that's pretty much fucking it.
The truth is, you as a voter actually voted for Justin Trudeau thinking that he was going to provide that change. And I probably told you at some point that maybe
I voted for him because he was going to legalize weed.
Well, that's a really shallow.
And that is exactly
what
I
though.
needed from his administration.
That's so easy for you to go back and say, yeah,
but so did a lot of people.
His one success was the very reason why I voted for him. Therefore, my vote was vindicated. I don't know if I necessarily.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
that's kind of what it sounds like. That's kind of what it sounds like.
I'm not saying that I like him. I think he's a fucking knob.
Did you think that when you voted for him?
Yes, but he was going to legalize weed, and that was a big thing. The entire reason why he got a majority government when he first got elected is because it was weed, and there was enough Canadians that looked at that and said, finally, someone's going to fix this fucking stupid problem that we have.
And that's why you think he won? Because of weed?
100%.
Really?
None of his other policies were, good.
Oh, no. See, I think he won on social justice and the transformation that's happening in
But he wasn't talking about any of that stuff when he was running.
He didn't.
That's the thing. All he was talking about was fucking weed because he knew that would get him in, and it did. And then after that, it came to light that he was a fucking beta cuck.
Wow.
But yeah, 100%. The reason why he got elected is because he was going to legalize weed, and then he did. And everything else that he's done has been lackluster, at least.
Surely if he got elected...
He's all right. He's a pretty face. That's about it. Other countries seem to love him.
Who?
I don't know. People always like him.
No.
Around the world, yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, Trudeau, he's fucking great."
Listen, you're getting.
There was a bunch of American publications that did interviews with him when he got elected, and they were like, "You're so amazing. Can't you take over the country?"
Are you sure you're not
and
getting?
It's like, wow, what the fuck is going on?
Are you sure you're not getting like political popularity conflated with social media popularity? Because it kind of sounds like what you're saying is like there were a lot of
what it is.
There were
There's
a lot of
people
women.
that liked him.
There were a lot of no.
There's a lot of sure. There's a lot of women that like him for just being attractive.
Let's call it for what it is. There were a lot of women around the world, and he's a social media guy too, right? Mm-hmm. He's all up in that. So credit to him, but he's got a wife. He's taken. Sorry, ladies, but there were a lot of women, and I agree with you. In many different countries around the world that thought, hey, this guy's just, he's kind of sexy, so maybe his policies are good or something. I don't know how you equate being a good-looking dude to having sound political policies, but apparently in this case, that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's a popularity contest, right?
That's
like anything, and you see Stephen Harper, and you're like, well, that guy's fucking gross. But then you see Trudeau's fucking flow, and you're like, that's awesome. It's stupid. It's stupid like monkey ape thinking. We do that with everything.
The word you're looking for is semantics.
Sure, whatever. Right?
Crazy monkey semantics.
I like monkey stuff better, but
Oh, come on, man.
Monkey brain thinking.
I thought your grade 10 teacher told you not to use stuff unless you're using it ironically.
Oh, I never say stuff.
You just did.
I just
said monkey stuff.
I said monkey.
No, you said monkey stuff, motherfucker. Go back and check the audio. It's all recorded, bro.
All right, I'll check it later. And I'll fix it later.
He's got monkey bloop. He's got a big hangout. He's got a big hang up about saying things like stuff. So
you can't say stuff.
That's fine.
You can't say like.
You can say stuff as long as you're saying it ironically.
Anyway,
what
I'm fucking talking about.
Fuck off. Grade 10 English teachers, get out of our fucking head. Nobody
cares.
Grade
4.
Okay, that bitch was way ahead of her time. She
crushed my ass with that logic.
She literally crushed Luke's dreams by telling him this. Like, you don't do that to 4th grade students, you bitch.
Yeah, she actually ruined my life.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I came down with the flu after that.
Like, you have no idea, Mrs. Smith,
can't remember
how
her name.
much effort went into reforming this young man so that he could be on the microphone today speaking in front of you. Fuck you, Miss Smith.
This is
Fuck
why
you.
I drink 5-hour energy in
thirds.
Little thirds.
In thirds. I like my
moderation. All that moderation.
I like my 6.5 fluid ounces of liquid. Get me up. I'll put it back in the fridge for tomorrow.
It works.
Whatever works for you. I was just making
a lot of weird things work.
Dude, I was just like, as the British were saying, I was just taking a piss. I was just throwing it out there.
Taking the piss.
I was taking a piss. Don't take it personally.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm just saying.
Well, you brought it up.
Trudeau won on one thing.
Drinking 1/3 of a 5-hour energy.
Yeah, I mean, Trudeau is basically the Kyle of the world,
Oh, come on,
he's
Kyle,
such a
really?
dude, bro.
Nah, dude. He's
like
like he's like the fucking Connor of the world, bro.
No, we all got kind of duped a little bit.
Wait. So, in order to qualify the whole statement of we all got duped a little bit, Hamilton, where we are, is traditionally an NDP city. So I just wanted to go back to this because I started off by talking about the differences between the American political system and the Canadian political system.
I'm just trying to resolve this this point about Trudeau.
Perfectly valid point, bro.
Yeah.
But listen, just to elucidate on this for our American viewers, there are legitimate third parties in Canada. We not only have a conservative, i.e. blue, and a liberal, i.e. red party, but we have an NDP, which is a National Democratic Party, which is orange. We have a Green Party, which is basically pushing for similar things to the progressive left in the United States, things like the Green New Deal,
Right.
a sustainable economy, so to speak, I think would be their major part of their platform.
Sure.
Right? So we have options in Canada. In the United States,
Don't forget the block.
yeah.
Block's very important.
So, yeah.
Hey, Putin for all.
Yeah, well, you motherfucker.
Oh, you fucking tabernacle.
You fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
You actually, even in Quebec, the French-speaking part of Canada, you actually have parties which represent French people. So there's in any given parliament in Canada, there could be as many as 5 or 6 parties being represented in the House of Commons. In the United States, you're lucky to have 3, which have legitimate representation. As a matter of fact, the third party has only been represented by a very small cohort of candidates.
What's the third party situation in the States actually? Because is it? I understand it as this weird ether of ideas that exist in a third party state. Are there actual parties? I know that there's a Libertarian Party, but that can't be the only third party.
No.
What other entities are there out there in the ether that are actually trying to
There's
sway something?
There's actually, it's not dissimilar from Canada in the sense that there's dozens of smaller parties that are the problem that smaller parties face in the United States is a legitimacy issue. It's just me talking shit. They don't have the legitimate right to be on the same stage as the blue party or the red party, so to speak. As a matter of fact, the very reason why Bernie Sanders decided to forego his progressiveness, so to speak, pursuing the 2016 election, he knew full well that independent parties stood virtually no chance of getting any airtime in major television, debates or anything of this matter. As a matter of fact, even to this day, you still see 0 Green candidates up on the stage that are debating and arguing with the 2 major parties. Largely, the problem with being a third party in the United States is exposure. This is a huge problem for the United States right now. That it's part of what's feeding into the legitimacy crisis about their political system. Right? There are a lot of people that would classify themselves as progressives in the United States.
Right.
Right? Like I would surmise to say like 12 to 15% of the population, maybe even a little bit more. Ebb and flow depending on where the political process is.
There's progressives, but it depends on who's saying who's progressive and not. That's the thing. A lot of people like to say that they're progressive, but the actual progressives in the States are probably closer to what Antifa is.
You're right.
Like really
no, you're
fucking just really going for it.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep.
super far left people.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean,
the rest of the progressives, quote unquote progressives, are probably more centrist, more liberal thinking. By the actual definition of what a liberal is, it's probably a lot more liberal thinking.
Progressives are an interesting bunch.
But you can't be there anymore because of Antifa.
Well, progressives are an interesting bunch because you would think that the progressive dragnet would only include everything that's, left of center left. That only one side constitutes progressives. In reality, on the ground, there are Republican and liberal progressives. People that people that identify with their party politics, but say it doesn't go far enough to supporting their interests. And there's people on both sides of that. You got to understand something. Bernie Sanders, he loses in a really nefarious way in 2016. And the liberals look at the progressives and they say, no, just come to us. Like, you guys are all on our side. The progressives say, no, we're not all on your side. Actually, some of us are so angry at the way the process played out that we're going to go and vote for Donald Trump. That is the power of being an independent voter. You are not just simply confined to party mentality. Like this idea, quote unquote, of vote blue no matter who. That is fucking bullshit. There is no reason why people have to vote contra to their own interests because historically a party has represented their interest. Everybody should look at political parties and say, what have you done for me lately? And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people are actually going independent now. It's because they realize Coke and Pepsi ain't doing shit for these, whether Coke or Pepsi's in the White House, it's not affecting me in rural Kansas. I've got 5 hectares of corn. If my subsidies don't come through this month, maybe I can't even grow my shit. It's like, you've got real problems to worry about. If people aren't actually legitimately representing your interests, you have every right to go somewhere else and make the choice for yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to figure
Canada
it out.
has that
situation?
advantage over the United States political system. Because what happened after Joe Biden was inaugurated as the Democratic nominee was you had this fall in line mentality. It's like, well, we already picked our guy, so you're going to fall in line because you're black and you're a woman and you live in Atlanta, Georgia. And
step in line or you're not.
You don't have a choice.
Well, that was the thing, where people were saying that Kanye West wasn't black anymore because he voted for Trump. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, right.
It's fucking stupid. It's really like politics down there is particularly stupid.
Do you want to know something crazy? It's
a very different thing than we have here. It's like you can vote with your gut. Things might move a lot slower because of that. You're not going to have these 180 flips every fucking 4 years. But things get done, I guess,
Well,
voices are heard a little bit. A little bit better. People get the seats in the House of Commons, and that does actually sway some votes on bills.
However,
but in the States, it's either like you got one fucking thing or the other, and
I want to bring up
if you're red, fuck you. If you're blue, you can go fuck yourself as well.
I want to bring up something though that should be very clear to people. The one downfall about having political multipolarity, the ability to pick multiple parties, the one malaise of our system is what happens is we tend to end up with more instances of dysfunctional government. Why do I say that? Because you actually have voted 4 parties into the House of Commons. They all have their own objectives and interests. In order to get any legislation passed, they actually have to work together. Now, if there's enough people believing different ideas, they're not all working together. This has happened in terms of Canadian politics. This has happened a lot recently, where we have minority governments. The prime minister doesn't have carte blanche, so to speak, over the political process, has to work with other parties to get things done. But the ideological differences are such that they prevent each party from getting things done, right? Like if 15% of the House goes to NDP and 25% of the House goes to Liberal and 28% of the House goes to, Conservative, and then the other, I don't even know, I just made up numbers on my head, but I'll just make up another number. And the other 49% is independent parties. Well, now you have to get that government together, working together for the betterment of the people. But they all have their own objectives, right? So there is a downfall to the multipolarity aspect of Canadian politics. I don't want to make it sound like it's all, it's not all just a rose garden. It doesn't. It's not like that.
It definitely isn't.
No, absolutely.
But that's the same with any fucking country, any political system. Like,
No, countries that believe in a
nothing
multipolar
is-
political system all face the same problems.
Yeah.
How many of them-
Nothing is perfect, man. Every country
There's-
has the same
Luke,
problems.
there's literally probably 18 of these countries on the face of the planet. Of that, like, do the math. Like, there's like 244 countries on the face of the earth or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but only a handful of them, maybe 20 of them, have this democratic process which allows multipolar political, voices to be heard. The United States is not one of them.
Yeah, not one of them. But it's more of a human condition.
Yep, you're right.
Every single country, all people around the world have the exact same kind of left-right dynamic with their personal thinking.
Well, in the sense that
some people are more conservative.
in
Some
the
people
sense
are just
that
like I don't like that. I want something different.
in the sense that binary dictates every single decision that we make.
I think binary is it's the codex of life, man.
So
Everything is
Coke or
binary.
Pepsi is inevitable because of the human condition.
It's both of it is syrup, but it is exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about, and you know it.
Yeah, okay. Fine. Corn syrup or
Multi-dextrose.
cocaine.
Ooh. Well, the choice is clear.
Coca-Cola, they still import the coca leaves.
Yeah. Yeah,
Biggest export of cocaine. Medical cocaine.
it's true.
Cocaine.
Don't let them tell you cocaine is illegal either. I mean,
Hey, I like it.
that whole distribution system is being held up by the surveillance apparatus of the United States. I mean, you would never be able to get cocaine from Colombia to the shores of Miami if it wasn't for the intervention of the Secret Services. You would never be able to do that. No. If they were actively fighting against that, then you would get fucked every time. They're not against that. Since the 70s,
Very important for the flavor.
since Nixon, the United States government has been running a two-sided sword. They've been importing legitimately through government channels as much cocaine as they possibly can, while at the same time jailing low-level dealers and people and users.
Yeah, it's really funny about the cocaine trade. I mean, we were talking about dentistry earlier. Like Novocaine has cocaine in it.
It does.
That's why it's called Novocaine.
Well, do you know when you go to a dealer
You need the coca leaf to extract that and make it more potent and use it
interesting-
actually as a numbing agent.
an interesting 5-second insert here to your point. When you go to grab cocaine off of your dealer or supplier, what they actually make you do, they'll cut the package and you just swipe your finger along the cocaine and you rub it on your gums.
Uh-huh.
And the active ingredients in the cocaine are supposed to make your gums tingle and numb. And that's how you know what the potency of the cocaine is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Novocaine, that's by extension of that point. It's not a far stretch to believe that Novocaine, cocaine.
It is a derivative of
It's
cocaine.
derived from cocaine.
That's why it's got the ain.
The question I have is why don't they give you a fucking 5 or 6 lines to take home with you after you get your dental work done?
I just want the syringe
I just want the
for
lines.
later.
I want the lines. I don't even do cocaine. I'll take the lines. I'll fucking do it.
Take the lines.
I'll take the fucking lines. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, on your way out of the dentist's office, they give you the lines of Novocaine on a Judas Priest Coke mirror.
A Coke mirror.
Yeah.
That's how you do it in style.
Well,
Right?
it's gotta be Judas Priest.
But
or Van Halen.
But you also have to be able to watch yourself snorting $25 of cocaine in
The mirror is very important.
in 3 seconds with a $30 or with a $50 bill attached to your nostril. You have to do that.
No, not even 50, man. You got to go way higher.
Did you hear what I
100.
just said? I actually would like.
100.
I literally was just like throwing a number out on my head. And I'm like a $30 bill. Who the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you, Neal?
Yeah, 30.
Nobody does $30 bills, bro.
So, Zimbabwe maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah, definitely not. It starts at 10,000.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts at 10,000,
Yeah.
works its way up to 500,000.
Couple hundred. They definitely have $1 trillion bill.
You probably make 500,000 every day, and it takes 475,000 to buy a loaf of bread.
It must be weird living in one of those countries where the money is kind of worthless.
I don't think so, because
Where the inflation has gotten to a certain point where your money is. I mean, we're talking about that documentary I was talking about South Korea. And they're showing a bunch of pictures of money getting thrown around, and their bills are like 50 grand is like the regular bill.
yeah,
It's like $5. It's like, what the fuck?
yep,
It feels so foreign to us because you go to a store and you can mentally register how much like a Slim Jim costs. It's like, that's $1. That's it. And then this dollar represents a certain value in my mind.
yep.
But if you went to another country and it's like that Slim Jim cost $600,000, and then
99
but
cents.
It's still technically the same fucking thing, and it's still technically the same value.
Yep.
But you have to use more fucking little pieces of paper, wallet paper, to acquire that thing. It's fucking crazy. Well, I had like something similar to that happen to me when I was in London, and I was buying beers. And I thought, like I'd buy a pint of Stella at the bar, and it's like $4.50 for the pint. And I'm like, oh man, that's super
cheap.
That sounds so cheap.
And then it's
and
like
then
$10 Canadian, $12
and then you
Canadian.
think about
you're
it, it's like,
fuck.
oh, when you actually have to evaluate it, like the pound is like $3.50
Yep.
Canadian.
It's tough.
I still crushed it though.
When you're
Fucking
in
whatever.
when you're in situations like this, it's very tough.
Put it out of my visa.
My experience traveling the world has taken me to places that are actually the exact opposite of that. Kind of what you were elucidating on before you hit the London point. It's like you go to a country and you know that. Okay, so for example, I'm at this country in Asia for 3 weeks. For example, I already know how much I'm going to spend when I'm there. It doesn't matter what the currency says, could be 10,000, could be 25,000. The equivalent of my own money, I'm likely going to spend $2,000 Canadian. But when I go to cash that in, the $2,000 Canadian is something like 65,000 of the local currency. And as a result of you leave your country with a thin wad of bills. And you go to the country that you're going to after you get off the airplane. You'll go to an exchange and you're like, holy fuck, this is like you are walking around with 2.5 envelopes of money.
Holy shit.
It's ugly. It doesn't feel right. It feels like you're gonna lose shit. You're constantly doing math.
Yeah.
Right? To like, how much did I spend? How much do I have?
Right.
Because there's thousands and thousands of the local currency in question. It's not as easy as being in a Western country where it's like, Canadian currency, it's 70 cents to the US dollar. Right?
Yeah, it's just close enough where you can mentally register that.
You can. Yeah. And you're like, okay, that's 70. That's a 70% ratio. That's really easy.
It's like, I'll pay a little bit more, but it's like I get it. Like a 5 is still a 5, Like,
but you're able to do a quick calculation. You're like, my 1,000 Canadian dollars is worth $700 based on the exchange rate.
Right.
When you go to a country whose dollar is not as strong as the American reserve currency, what you end up finding is these crazy denominations. Like 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, 50,000 of the local currency on one bill, but that 50,000 currency might only be worth $20. $30.
Crazy.
Nuts,
Yeah.
right? And try to keep
Well, when you bought me these bowls, actually, on the desk, this fancy fucking podcast desk.
fancy
But-
bowls, fancy desk.
You know, it was like, what was it for the gold one? Like 55 baht. Me just thinking, like, looking at 55, I'm like thinking, oh, it's gotta be expensive.
$3.
55.
$3, roughly $3.
Yeah.
Just $2.75 Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just dirt cheap.
They make everything. This particular country, which you're talking about right now, where I got these bowls, they make everything themselves. All
I don't know about these, man. I've been looking at these bowls constantly. I'm just like, I don't know if it's a mold. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. I
if
can't
it's
tell you for
it's
sure.
definitely like a painted gold, but
It's beautiful. It's a work of art, no matter.
it's
what
amazing.
It is.
I like the gold one a lot more than the silver.
Yeah,
one,
I know. It's
This,
just
the silver one would look good if there was like water in it or something. It was very nice. But
that's
like,
where you're supposed.
But this gold one looks amazing with weed in it.
This is where this silver one, this bigger one. This is where you're supposed to float your lotus candle. Or are you not progressive enough, you prick?
I suck. I bring great shame
No, you don't.
to the lands of Buddha.
No, you don't. Everything on your desk represents Asia except for this odd Ontario flag that you have on a stick over here. Everything else,
I like Ontario.
yeah, we all do. I get you,
We all do.
Buddy.
You hear that, Ohio?
buddy.
I know you're listening, Ohio.
We
Fuck you and your fucking Ohioans.
we like ourselves better than you like yourselves. That's the truth. Okay. We also
It's actually funny that like there's a British flag on it. Little fucking Union Jack
Luke. I don't like it.
on that bad boy.
I don't like it. It's
Hey, if you don't like it, you better fucking move to
It's
British Columbia.
Look,
Because for
like-
whatever reason, British
I-
Columbia
can I-
is the only province
can
that
I-
doesn't have a Union Jack.
I
want to
tell you something. On the Ontario flag, not only is there a symbol of the Union Jack, which is in the top corner,
Yeah.
but this flag right above the shield is actually the English flag. See that? That's actually the flag of England. It's literally telling you you're a fucking cuck. Is what it's telling you.
are a
Like,
cuck.
the symbolism is all there, man. It's bad.
You belong to us.
You will never have the right to your own autonomy.
And that's why I like the Quebec flag.
So, yeah, another thing that we have to...
The Quebec
so-
flag is fucking sexy.
You segued by bastardizing our listeners from Ohio. But I want to make something very pertinently clear.
By the way, I don't hate Ohio.
No, neither of us do. I have a very strong...
Connection to Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's like Ontario in the United States. It's suffered all the same things. It hasn't recovered to the same extent that Ontario has from its past, its industrial past. Ontario's been able to kind of reinvent itself as somewhere to live. Like, you know, it's got all these fucking monikers attached to it. It's Silicon Valley of the North and Hollywood North and all this shit. It's been able to reinvent itself, so to speak. Ohio... Unfortunately, the Rust Belt in the United States really hasn't received any support whatsoever in terms of its reimagining of what it could be. You know, as a result, there's like large cities in the United States that are falling dormant, like waiting for a goal, waiting for, you know, we talked about this earlier with Detroit. Like, we have differing perceptions of what Detroit represents now in the contemporary sense for the United States. You know, you tend to believe it's this revivalist, you know, I don't want to use the wrong words.
Revivalist, yeah. I mean, judging by some of the people that I know that go to Detroit somewhat regularly, they have a different version of what Detroit is. I mean, Detroit seemingly is being revitalized as this bastion of artisanal things. You know, There's a good art scene. There's a great restaurant scene. These things are kind of changing the city into not just this blue collar factory town, but like it's completely fucking changed. And I have a couple of friends that go to Detroit all the fucking time, and it's hip. Something going on there.
Well, I don't know.
You know,
Culture.
It's kind of different. I'm not saying like it's the best fucking place in the world, but it's changed. It's a different thing now.
If you can accept that the cultural renaissance of Detroit started with downtown, which included corporate owners such as the CEO of Little Caesars. And now I have to ask you something. Like, personally,
Is that where Little Caesars is from?
yes, it is.
Detroit?
Yes.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
And the owner
that makes a lot of fucking sense now.
The owner behind Little Caesars is actually part of the cultural revival which is happening in the downtown sector in Detroit. So you're relying on a CEO of a pizza company now to actually be one of the leaders of that cultural revival.
That's not all of it, man.
No,
That isn't.
Look,
all
I'm
of it.
I'm not saying that it is. Or
There's
it
always going to be rich people that want to revitalize some shit, right?
I'm going to tell you, your friends.
Hey, the CEO of BlackBerry wanted to bring an NHL team to Hamilton.
Yes.
You gonna hate him for that?
Yes.
He fucking tried.
No. He was completely incompetent.
Of course, but he fucking tried.
Nobody in Hamilton would agree with the idea that the majority of people in Hamilton know that the proposal put forth by the Balsillie Group, Jim Balsillie is the man you're talking about, the CEO of BlackBerry at the time when Hamilton was looking to get a team, which was pre-2000, maybe like 1995, 96 to like 2000, 2001, somewhere in that area. And you're right, he was insane. But at the same time, the city of Hamilton, and I know this is hard, I think, for a lot of people. This city has fallen on incredibly hard times in the past, but was never completely gutted in an urban sense. Not the same way that Detroit was. Not the same way as the automotive industry when they left Detroit, and they left a massive chasm in that city. I mean, a scar. And there is nowhere in the city of Hamilton where you can find a concentric ring of houses that have fallen into such disrepair that the city has either let them fall down or literally come and just imploded them. Because
Yeah, like what happened to Detroit is a once in a lifetime scenario. Like
yeah,
that
okay.
was, it's really fucked up, and it's still kind of fucked up now. There's, you can still go to Detroit and get a house for pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah.
No,
dirt
like
cheap.
it's really weird.
Like
it's
bottom
still very weird
bottom
there.
basement prices, like basement bottom prices. Like, yeah.
It's still very weird there, and it's not. It wasn't like that anywhere else in the world.
Oh, yes.
During that market crash, like that was the most prominent, like, what the actual fuck happened here. Like,
But
the
any-
entire industry of the city just went away
Yeah.
and has never come back.
I will.
But it has changed into a different fucking
yeah,
thing.
yeah. But to say
Not a lot of people are living there, and that's why
Bro,
you can buy a house for $500.
listen,
but
listen
that's it.
though, listen. I mean, I don't want you getting off with the impression that Detroit represents something unique. It doesn't.
No, it's not unique. It's like any other fucking city.
Did you know that Michael Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana? Did you know that?
No.
Oh, yeah, I get it. You're looking at me. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why would he just bring this up? Look up Gary, Indiana in the 1950s. Look at the industry town that it was. It was a city, I believe, of almost 1 million people. It was an industry city. It fell.
Yeah, I mean, and then you can say that about fucking anything. We were
Yeah,
talking
but
about
you're-
Buffalo
But
earlier.
your friends aren't going to Gary, Indiana saying, wow, this is just such a great scene. And conversely, your friends aren't gallivanting the fucking streets of the concentric implosion ring of Detroit after 10 p.m. Trying to figure out how the real world in Detroit works. They're seeing something. but they're not.
They're going to the hangouts. And
That's
shit like that.
yes,
For
exactly.
sure. And you do that in any fucking
No,
city when you
but
go.
I would argue with you.
Yeah.
For example, Buffalo doesn't actually represent the same thing. Buffalo is a city that's still struggling for an identity, but it's not a city that's Detroit. It is not Detroit. If artists wanted to go to Buffalo to find themselves, you'd be like, yeah, there's probably some shit for them to find there. Yeah. And it's not going to be outwardly violent. Like, I mean, as long permitted that you're not causing shit. But Detroit is a place where you can literally go to places where you don't want to go at a certain period of the day.
For sure.
It's riddled with that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something weird about Detroit where it went from rock bottom to something.
Yes.
Whereas Buffalo has kind of plateaued into the nothingness. But
did we not talk about
but-
American border cities and
Yeah.
how they're
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
they're just really
But
not.
you know, the one thing I will give Buffalo is they have a very good hardcore scene.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to go over to Buffalo all the time to see hardcore bands.
Huh, well,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Well, it's like anything else in the Rust Belt.
It's a lifestyle choice.
There's a trifecta of hardcore cities in this area. Honestly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What's
honestly.
the triangle? Hamilton, Buffalo, and what?
Not Hamilton.
Really?
It's Toronto, Buffalo, and what is the other one? Someone Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a big hardcore state.
It's not like Erie or Philadelphia or Pittsburgh or Scranton.
Pittsburgh is a big hardcore.
Scranton or
Pittsburgh is very big on hardcore.
really, eh?
Yeah, but around this area, hardcore is huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Hardcore, just fucking yelling, fucking beating people up.
Luke
Yeah,
never
fuck.
really got the music. Never really understood it. Don't understand where all the angst comes from.
No.
No.
And with less angst than it is just fucking anger.
I legitimately can't understand the lyrics 9/10 of the time.
No, nobody can.
Okay,
It's
so
all about the beat down,
what's the value?
beating down.
You know, one of the things that I like about hip hop, through the 80s, the 90s, it was very political, but intelligently so.
Right.
There was a very distinct message to the music, right? Going all the way into, the early 2000s. I'm not gonna go as far, probably like 2003, 2004, when things started to get real sour and stupid. People started fucking with auto-tune and doing collaborations with people they otherwise should have been politically at odds ends with, and it just became this big orgy of people making auto-tuned music that was just completely uninspired. It turned the entire genre into a joke, right? For everybody who had been listening to it before, right? But yeah, they but that's just the way things go now. I think I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of a fucked up phenomenon.
I had a buddy years ago that I used to live with in London, and he was a rapper, and we were like polar opposites. Like, he would rap and only listen to rap, and I would just listen to fucking metal and hardcore. And I would put on my crazy abrasive bullshit, and then he would be like, I can't understand the lyrics, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, why do you even like this shit? And like, it's not about the lyrics. It's not about the vocals. It's just the raw energy is something.
Yeah.
It's very appealing.
Okay.
And not everyone gets it, obviously.
No, definitely not.
But there is a raw fucking energy to hardcore
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that.
that not everyone gets.
I understand that. I was always searching for I'm a big, when I listen to songs, I actually try to integrate my, like, you know this because you've heard me recollect lyrics in the past. Like,
Yeah.
I like to hear a good beat as much as the next person, which is probably what originally drew me to hip hop in the first place.
Sure.
But what kept me coming back was the lyrics and the message being presented within, which was just a completely different thing for me. It's, when I started listening to hip hop when I was like 14, all of these political messages, they were new. It represented something a perspective that I had never held before. It was something completely different for me. But being able to appreciate the lyrics, the message behind the words was something that I consider as important to my love of hip hop as the beats themselves. Which is why, when
the beats are very good.
Yeah.
In some hip hop, and it
past
yeah,
iterations of hip hop,
definitely
past
old
iterations
hip-hop,
of hip hop.
some modern stuff too.
Kinda.
I was listening to an MF Doom record
Oh yeah.
a little while ago.
Yeah.
What is it called? Is it called Food or something? He has one fucking record that's all about food.
I wouldn't know. I'm not big on modern hip hop.
No?
No.
That one came in like 2004 or something like that.
Oh, that's fucking what do you wait.
That's not super modern, but that's
who are you talking about here?
MF Doom.
MF Doom.
Never listened to MF Doom?
No.
Dude, you'd like his beats, man.
It depends.
They're really good.
It depends.
Really good.
Is he as prolific with his lyrics as he is with his beats?
I don't know. The lyrics are here and there. I mean, usually when I listen to hip hop, I'm mostly looking for beats than his lyrics, unless it's like Public Enemy, which just fucking it's like the combination.
You got to fight that power.
The combination of the beats and lyrics are just like, man, they fucking hit the nail on the coffin.
You got to fight that power. Who got game?
Or NWA was also the same way.
Straight out of Compton, bro.
They just fucking crushed it.
Straight out of Compton.
Because they had classic, like they were taking beats from LP records.
Yeah. Okay.
Jazz and blues records and stuff. So they were sampling like really old shit that sounded really cool and kind of upbeat in a way, even though the lyrics were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Fuck the police and shit like that.
I'm sure you understand the attitude of black dudes in Crenshaw at that point in time.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of friction there. We'll gloss over it, but there was a little bit of friction there. I don't think the cops and the black dudes in South Central LA and the gangs were exchanging teddy bears at that point.
Yeah, but this MF Doom record you'd probably like for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's very classic hip hop in a way, and he's done like a bunch of guest appearances on the very early Gorillaz records, and that's how I figured out about him. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a certain sense of legitimacy there.
Yeah, he's legitimate, man. Like people know him for sure.
As far as
he wears a Doom mask.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Nobody knows his face.
Look, I don't need
a mask.
I'm not going to worship a sadomasochist. I'm not going to do that. A Jason-like figure in a hockey mask with, God knows what he's doing.
The beats are good though, man.
Okay, so
classic
classic
shit.
To quantify, hip hop, my love of hip hop,
like Quasimodo shit. Weird shit.
I'm not sure exactly how to throw down on that. It's Quasimodo, guys. It's Quasimodo.
Oh, you've never heard of Quasimodo?
I have heard of Quasimodo, but he disappeared apparently for 15 years, only to resurface in the Luke Hamilton Tonight podcast. So
disappeared for a while.
Yeah,
actually, I heard about Quasimodo from my boss at work.
He's back, motherfucker.
He was telling me about Quasimodo. We worked a shift together, me and my boss, and he put on this fucking Quasimodo record.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
and I was listening to him like, this is the most fucked up bullshit I've ever listened to. And he was telling me like, yeah, man, back in my 20s, we used to like do mushrooms and listen to this record. I'm like, this would be the most terrifying fucking thing to listen to on mushrooms. I can't believe you own a business. Like, it was one of those
Quasimodo, like, where is he getting that? I don't know what that is. I grew up in the, I started listening to hip hop in probably the mid 90s. I grew up with the first songs I can remember ever really, really loving were, Warren G and Nate Dogg, Regulators, and California Love by Tupac. I mean, instant hip hop classics, right? Had the beat, the lyrics, it had the political message. It was like it hit you in all senses.
Yeah.
It hit you in all senses.
Well, there's something cool about old school hip hop that had that political message, that political drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Which was very cool.
Yeah, but okay, so to get to kind of
very urban too,
to kind of
right?
tie it back
Like,
into
that was
modern
kind of the
hip hop.
idea.
Yeah, and to tie it back into modern hip hop, like I'm not a big fan of beats only music. You know, if ever I wanted to hear a beat disambiguated from lyrics, I would go to a dance club. Because they just can't get the fucking treble and the bass whole fucking sequence right. They can't do that. They can't get the vocals and the instruments composition right. It's just always bass heavy, treble secondary.
Depending on the producer, I guess.
Oh
right?
God,
You know,
come on,
somebody
dude.
who's
These
trying to
guys aren't
figure this
producing
out.
shit. It's just in the nightclub. Come on,
Yeah.
don't fuck with that. But yeah.
Some people can fucking nail it, you know.
For me, it was always lyrics and lyrics / message and beats. Like your song couldn't be a complete song to me unless you actually had both components. So it
So
led.
you don't like new jazz or anything like that?
What, jazz has lyrics now?
No, it's like it's a type of subgenre called new jazz, where it's like electronic jazz, where it's all those like it has that classic hip hop kind of vibe to the beats, but there's obviously no vocals.
Okay.
Some of them, some of Mr. Scruff's stuff has that kind of shit, but it's usually just like DJs that have that are sampling stuff from old LPs and stuff like
70s and
that.
80s,
70s
yeah.
LPs and
Basement
shit like that.
hip hop from New York.
You know, those old school fucking break beats and
Yep.
shit like
Oh, yeah. Yep. Love it.
But with like weird shit over top of it like that. It's all beats and stuff like that. I'll show you some stuff.
You
after
remember?
this. You might like it.
You remember "The Way It Is" by Run DMC?
Yeah.
Oh, like that right there. That's a perfect marriage of like 1970s basement fucking hip hop where it's just one dude who's presiding over a turntable and a genre that hasn't been produced yet, using a bunch of fucking records from like the 50s and this like Diana Ross and like just crazy.
Just like fusing
shit together and making people move. Like,
to anybody who thinks that's not art is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, there's
no, that's
something,
huge.
Yeah, a lot of people would say like, "Oh, you're just playing records, like fuck you," you know.
No.
And that was a big deal in the 80s and 90s. A lot of people would say like, "That's not actual. You're not an actual musician. You're just fucking throwing down those records." You know,
Don't understand the preparation that's required.
But man,
for
that's
that.
fucking that's weird. That's really hard to do, to have like a bunch of records and be like, this part works here. I'm gonna split it with this fucking splitter. I'm gonna have two records going at the same time. I'm just gonna splice it together and then just go on one part to transition to this part, and then it's like it's all gotta work
at exactly
with
the right
MCs.
time, knowing where to drop
Oh,
the
man.
needle on the vinyl, even just being able to know exactly when and where to execute what you're doing. It's phenomenal.
When you listen to some of like Mix Master Mike's shit.
Oh yeah,
It's like, what the fuck? Like, how did you figure that shit out, man?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like so much of that
Because that was still a time where, you know, you can't bring out a MacBook Pro and fucking just
go on
just
iTunes and download a whole bunch of tunes and then
press
layer
spacebar.
them into GarageBand.
press spacebar and just fucking, hey, there's a song. No, this guy was mixing it live.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
really, it's
I mean,
really
it's unbelievable
weird.
when
It's
you watch
weird.
some of these guys. There's documentaries on Netflix which talk about the beginnings of hip hop in basement culture in Brooklyn, and these MCs who had literally they didn't have a genre. They were just bringing their equipment and mixing a whole bunch of fucking records together in a way that sounded good, and for whatever reason created its own offspring dance, all in the process. Like breakdancing began before hip hop, technically.
Yeah.
Right? The culture of breakdancing. That's why these young black kids were getting together in basements in Brooklyn to listen to this chopped and cut music
Yeah.
so that they could fucking dance, not so that they could rap.
Yeah.
No
It's
way.
fucking dance music.
Dance music that and breakdancing and shit.
Yeah.
Like this was part of a huge part of the
The whole idea of like rapping began from people who would hype up the DJ.
Yep.
The MCs were like, check out this fucking sick ass DJ. He's gonna play some awesome records for you, and then it all somehow turned into you're gonna rap over this record. As well.
Actually,
you're gonna talk shit.
It started as poetry.
Yeah.
It started as poetry, and it started in battles.
Battles.
So there would be this group of you'd get the flyer on Monday morning. It'd be like, hey, basement party in Brooklyn on Saturday night. This dominant DJ will be there. And also, this MC and this MC are going to be spitting poetry over this crack beat.
Yeah.
And that's how it literally started. It started as poetry over a crack beat.
And that's really what it sounded like back in the day, In
an organic sense, that's what hip-hop is supposed to be.
Grandmaster Flash.
Yes. Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC.
It was like talking.
Yes.
They fucking talked.
That's
over
what
the
they
beat.
did.
And it was so like weird and like
like just listening to the original version of Rapper's Delight gives me goosebumps. It was never because so Def Squad reproduced Rapper's Delight in 1997. It was never supposed to sound like that 1997 version. It was supposed to sound like the raw Sugar Hill Gang version. Mm-hmm. Like you're talking poetry over a scratch beat. That was what it was supposed to be. Mm. It's weird that my eyes light up so much about rap and hip hop. Yeah, I'm too fucking white for that.
You're way too white.
I'm way too fucking white for that.
You should go to Chicago, man.
I would be dead.
South Side Chicago. You should hang out.
I'd be dead overnight. They don't really appreciate their white folk there.
No, of course not.
No.
They'd fucking murderate you, man.
Well, they've learned
especially now where like all of Chicago is a hellhole.
They've learned African American people in the Chicago area have learned to attribute white people to enough of their downfall that I don't think that there's anything that you can do to sow the trust. Mm-hmm. Even if there was this distinction between North and South in Chicago now, which you're probably right, there isn't. Mm-hmm. But even if there was this distinction between the white North and the black South of Chicago, so to speak, there's nothing that you could do to mend that bridge now. There's too much cultural baggage, historical baggage for black people in Chicago.
It's too many decades of just like, that was the fucked up place. Yeah. This is the kind of better place. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, like Chicago is a fucking weird situation that's different than the rest of the states, where it's like the South was populated by mostly immigrants and black people. Yep. And the North was populated by white people, but also the mob. Yep. So it's crime across the board. Poverty and crime across the board, but different kinds. different kinds of crime and poverty.
You got different flavors of crime depending on where you live in the United States.
A little sprinkle of racism in between there. Like it's a really fucked up town, man. Chicago's the place like I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm too fucking pussy ass bitch to go.
I don't think there's any reason.
It's like a little weird on the Lake New York, It's like it's a big city with an elevated railway, and it's they got great pizzas.
It ain't fucking little though, I'll tell you that.
But then you go there, and you get fucking shanked and then stabbed and then fucking shot.
Like
and then raped.
Okay, so
and then you go to Lollapalooza and you're like, yeah, sick.
As bad,
and then you die some more. You
die a little bit more. That's what you're doing.
You die hard, die another day, and
and die harder,
and then you eat a deep dish,
and then die a little bit more.
You get one of those fucking Chicago hot dogs, man.
Cholesterol death.
Yeah, you love it.
You evaded 3 bullets today, but the fucking Chicago-style deep dish got to your heart.
It's
That's
like
it.
an adventure to watch a Cubs game.
What? No. The Cubs are the North Side team, dude. It's an adventure to watch a White Sox game. Okay. Ironic name, by the way. They're in Black Country, and it's the White
The
Sox.
White Sox.
I don't know how that happened.
What's the fuck? What's the deal with the Sox, man?
I have no
Sox.
idea. I don't know.
Red Sox, White Sox,
Just a baseball pastime.
Sox.
Baseball pastime.
Check out these fucking Sox over here.
Yeah, there was a Blue Sox back in the day, and there was like a. Yeah, it's pretty common actually. Even
Sox.
even minor league teams do it. Yeah.
That seems kind of dumb, man. They should name every team after Redskins or something.
You don't understand the conventions of baseball. Baseball is perpetually stuck in 1890. See, yeah, you have
These are my
to.
socks. I wear socks.
We can't come up with a name for our team. What are we gonna do? We're gonna call them the Black Sox.
I prefer the Red Sox, man.
Red Sox, White Sox, Blue Sox, Black Sox.
I will full-heartedly back the Red Sox, man.
Do you really?
I don't care about baseball.
Well, why the fuck would you even say that then?
I just like Boston.
You just pissed off a bunch of fucking New Englanders right there.
Hey,
You believe this fucking guy?
Sox.
The Sox.
Hey, this fucking Sox team.
You believe this fucking guy? He's pretending. He's a traitor. He's a traitor.
Boston, man.
He's a goddamn traitor. And we need to fry him.
Sox, the Bruins, man.
We're gonna clam bake this dude.
Like the Bruins too. Oof.
No, you don't. You don't like any of those things. I'm surprised you even know the names of the teams. You're so sports apolitical, it's not even funny. You're the
I only know the teams that I fucking like. Those cities with the good clams.
well, whatever. Just don't tell me you
Good
like
clam meat, all
just
right?
Don't tell me you like
Fucking Massachusetts.
Yeah, fuck that. Don't tell me you
I
like
fucking hate the Patriots. Go fuck yourself, Patriots. But the other places, they're good.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
The Bruins are good.
The Bruins are good.
I like the Bruins.
Him and a few other people in Canada feel the same way. There's a handful of you out there.
I got an itch. Only the Bruins
Bruins Nation.
can cure. All right.
Well, you're going to be waiting a long time. I don't think they made the playoffs this year. I don't know.
I don't think any of them made the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
The playoffs were so fucking stupid. I don't think anybody made it.
That the NHL came in for a conference and was like, yo, listen, this is fucking stupid. We're canceling the season.
Oh, they bailed hard for like 4 months, and the NHL came back. They played one game. The Leafs are immediately out
No, that's not
Obviously.
That's not true.
because they fucking suck.
Yo, dude, that's not true.
They're the fucking worst team in the fucking league.
Okay, so just so we don't get scolded on this show, they actually
Like Las Vegas is better than the Leafs, and there's no ice could possibly happen.
that is a fundamental
Nevada.
truth. Las Vegas is better than the Leafs.
It's a
yes.
better team than the Leafs.
They
man.
are. They're a better
Fuck
overall
that,
team.
man. Fuck
The
that.
Leafs have better players.
Go Habs, by the way. Go Habs.
Oh God, here we go.
Go Habs.
This guy, eh? What a fucking
For
guy.
Montreal.
What a
Me
fucking
and
guy.
my insatiable lust for Montreal.
I prefer the Seattle Kraken. What? What are you laughing about? It's a real fucking team, bro. Don't you fucking laugh at me.
It's just a funny name.
I like me some Seattle Kraken, okay?
Kraken.
Fucking right. You know what? What's your division? You're in there with the Ducks, the Kings, the Sharks, and
my
the
God, the Mighty Ducks.
fucking Kraken, bro. You are the fucking Kraken, okay?
Yeah, if you're gonna think about like sea creatures, yes, yes,
sure.
the Kraken is obviously the strongest creature.
If it existed.
It does.
Oh, on the bottom of a rum bottle.
Well, you see those pictures of the BP oil spill?
I've seen the spill. I haven't seen the Kraken.
Oh, they go deep. They go deep.
What is
and they
this
find
all
a
about?
Kraken.
Can you please go on? Elaborate about this?
I'll have to figure out this fucking Kraken.
I have
Yes,
to.
yes, yeah. A million bajillion years ago,
Okay.
10 years ago,
Okay.
when BP spilled hard
Okay.
with a vengeance.
I've spilled hard numerous times since then.
Yeah, but like
BP ain't got shit on me.
the fun way.
Well, I kind of like to think that I spewed the fun way. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Full disclosure, I did see this on Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you really now?
This was a million years ago.
No way. Actually, you know what?
This is a million 10 years.
This is a good segue because I would really like to talk to you also about the theory of Graham Hancock after this. So maybe it's best that we kind of gently delve into the, get familiarized with the fact that perhaps one of us or even two of us passively listen to Joe Rogan. Ain't got nothing to say about that dude. I mean, he's fucking legit, and he has like the craziest people on. It's every podcaster's enviable position to one day end up in the shoes of Joe Rogan, who can literally send out a fucking email to the most important person on the planet, and that person responds within 20 minutes being like, yeah, dude, I'm on your fucking show. It's totally cool.
Yeah, his show is fucking crazy, man.
I love it. I actually do. I don't watch it a lot, but I love it. I really do.
It's just every once in a while he just has a fucking... He has his friends on, and those are always great podcasts where it's just like, oh, it feels like the old days. Like, where, he couldn't pull that much weight.
Yeah, it's true, right?
This is going to take me forever to find this. All I've got is like medieval imagery of Krakens now.
So break down the synopsis.
That's not going to happen.
So break down the synopsis of what was going on in the Joe Rogan Experience
then. For this particular situation with the Kraken?
Yes.
I can't fucking remember, man.
Jesus Christ.
They just brought it up as a whim.
Yeah, but you said
they were just talking about the BP oil spill and how they
imagine how
they were trying to clean it up, and because of the machines and the submarines that were going so deep that they actually found like this pretty fucked up creature.
Okay.
It looks like a squid. They're calling it a kraken. It's probably not an actual kraken.
I doubt it.
By actual large squid proportions. But it looks like a fucking orb with tentacles that go down like a few meters. It's a very large deep sea creature. It's really creepy to look at. It's going to take me way too much time to actually Google it properly.
I can see that.
To find this image for you.
Nah.
Unfortunately.
Well,
but it's creepy. It's creepy looking.
But
it's kind of like a cross between a squid and a jellyfish. Like it's kind of got some dangling tentacles.
Huh.
It's a weird thing, yeah.
So what leads people to believe it's something more than a cross between a jellyfish and a squid?
Could be. Who the fuck knows? I mean, only 10% of the oceans have actually been explored.
It's pretty boring down there in the depths where the sun doesn't shine. There's probably a lot of fucking going on.
Oh, no, there's insane fucking garbage
like,
down there. There's insane shit in the ocean.
Like if
we haven't gotten that far, man.
If you're in for dolphin rape porn, you're going to love the squid versus jellyfish fucking
People
orgasm.
Love dolphin porn. Dolphin
they do.
It's the hottest porn.
I like, it's like robot
It's
chicken.
better than orca porn.
Yeah, it's like robot chicken is like, hey, I want to rape you. Where the dolphin washes up on the beach and some hot chick actually discovers the dolphin.
Dolphins rape, man.
I want to rape you.
Here's the thing, dolphins do rape.
Actually, it's funny because I heard this presented to me in the realm of squirrels too, not too long ago. And they're like, if you watch a squirrel long enough, you're either going to see a squirrel get raped or rape. It's like the squirrel realm is a Hobnesian all against all rape or be rape world.
Rape or be raped. That's a lot of nature, man.
That's a lot
of fucking nature.
That's a lot of.
There's a lot of weird fucking raping going on.
You're talking serious.
Rape
there.
or murder or just fucking crazy bullshit.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
I mean,
right?
Anybody? Well, I don't know if you could like attest to this, but like even just having a pet cat, I don't know how much you let your cat out, but that cat, if you let it out for enough time, it will fucking harvest carcasses.
Yes.
You know,
it
will destroy birds.
It will,
and mice.
Yes,
and anything else that it can get its fucking clampers on.
So I'm told that's why I'm supposed to keep it indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it fucking does.
Look, the bird.
It goes out, it decimates, and then it gives you a little offering. Like, hey, Neal. Hey, Neal, I got this for you.
I love
it's
you.
It's a fucking raccoon.
I love you, but I hate this bird.
Yeah.
So apparently
It's
cats.
like, hey, here you go.
Cats have been.
I love you.
Cats have been responsible for something like 30 to 40% of the total biodiversity loss in birds in the course of history. Yes.
Well, okay.
In some fucking countries, they're seen as an invasive species.
Cats fucking
because they're apex hunters. That's what they do.
They're destroy.
They're not trying to ruin your birds, okay? They're not out there to do that. It's just in their brain.
That's what they do.
That's how they roll.
And if they were any bigger, they'd probably try to fuck with you.
A little interesting conversation. You know, my fiance, she lives in Thailand. She has a Siamese cat. Really, really good looking, fucking thick, muscular male, right? So we have to leave to go visit her parents up in the provinces for a couple days. We go over the weekend. She lives in Bangkok, and we head out to the provinces, which are about a 6-7 hour drive, whatever. Spend our 2 days out there. We come back. We come back to an apartment full of fucking feathers and blood spatters everywhere. This cat in the 11th floor of a condominium was able to get outside, snatch a fucking bird, bring the bird back into the house, fuck with it enough that it bled and it shed some feathers to get away. And then by the time we got home on a Sunday afternoon, the fucking cat is standing there waiting for us to open the door. Blood on its fucking face, feathers everywhere, and he's just like, what? I missed you guys. It's like, well, hey, man.
This is your offering.
What the fuck just happened?
Bring me fancy feast.
You live on the 11th floor of a condo, cat. How did you do this? Like, are you crazy right now?
Cats are fucking ruthless, man.
That's unbelievable.
They're very primal in that way. You can never fully domesticate a cat.
They love the hunt.
They like the hunt.
They
like
love
the hunt.
the
They
hunt.
also like toying.
Yes.
With their prey.
Which I'm assuming is what happened. He was fucking around, scraping his claws, just kind of playing around with it, just taking random feathers out, maybe even cutting a little bit deeper underneath the skin, blood spatters everywhere. The fucking bird at some point was able to fly away and out of the condo. Keep in mind, this is like a 32 square meter.
So it didn't get it. It
didn't kill it.
It let it go.
It did not kill it.
There was no fucking dead.
There was no carcass.
That bird is fucking trash.
There was no carcass on the ground to signify that this cat had literally been fucking with like a pigeon for the last 3 hours. No way. No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, right?
I've never owned a cat because I'm allergic to cats.
Stop it.
I like cats.
No, you don't.
I do like cats, man.
I don't know. The jury's still out on that one.
I mean, yeah.
I've never heard you put in a kind word for the feline kingdom.
They're cute, but they're also fucked up real hard. They're fucked up little creatures.
That's what makes them fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really like you. They're just there because you're bigger.
Well, they don't really love you. They can like you, but they don't understand love or affection or.
Yeah, it's not like a dog. I mean, the dog is like your pal.
Or is it just that it's loyal and obedient?
It's definitely obedient. It'll definitely hang.
I don't know. I think
the dog. A dog knows the situation where it's like, I'm a fucking dumbass dog. I'm wicked beta.
I'll let you take the lead, my love.
Like, you got food? All right, sick. Food, okay. A couple cuddles over there, too.
All right.
Dog stuff, I like dogs. I like dogs a lot more than cats.
I understand.
But cats are very fascinating to me because cats don't give a fuck.
That's the thing, right?
You get a cat and you're like, okay, here's your fancy feast, and the cat just fucking does whatever it wants.
usually eats after you put the fancy feast out.
And then some. And then sometimes it hangs out, but other times it disappears, man.
Well, you know,
It does its own thing. It's a very weird pet to have
I kind of like that.
because it's not really like connected to you. It's just like it's like you're observing it. It's
Yes.
living its life, and you're living your life.
It's observing you simultaneously.
Whereas the dog is like, it's your fucking buddy. you know, and that's why I like dogs more.
That's how-
because it's like, all right, fucking dog, bro. Like,
Well,
we're gonna go to the park and we're gonna hang.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from with that.
But that's the whole idea of dogs. Man's best friend.
The-
Because the dog is gonna look at you and be like, this is my fucking buddy over here.
the type
This
of
is the guy that has food.
the type of animal that you're gonna pick to be with you for a long period of time is more a reflection of yourself rather than the animal. It's more of a question of knowing thyself. I mean, you have to think about what it is that you're looking for in your companionship. Are you looking for an animal that's always around, unquestionably loyal, by your side, greets you when you get home, sleeps on your bed? Or are you looking for an animal that's kind of like a stress reducer in a different way? You're watching and observing this thing walk around your house, and you're like, wow, this thing's got a brain of its own. Like, it's literally it's calculating shit. You can see it as it's walking around the house. The cat is calculating shit. Like, it's a calculated primal animal.
It's very interesting to observe a cat. That's for sure. Like, if you're a stoner,
Oh yeah.
you fucking spark up a bowl
Fucking,
and watch that cat figure shit out.
Oh, no, chase dust.
Yeah.
Lately, what I've been doing is, so I leave the blinds open just a little bit and the sun comes in. But you can see these little fucking dust particles in the sunbeam. But she sees like fucking, parasites or, a target. And she's just like freaking the fuck out trying to like nail down this dust and shit. And it's like, you can't do that. But I already realized earlier, I'm like, yeah, I used a laser pointer, and she's like so into it. I realized at a very early point, I'm like, this cat is down. This cat is down. Not only is it going to be chasing a laser across the wall, it's going to be able to provide its own fun for itself, and I'm not going to need to provide too much in the way of intervention.
Well, that's cats, man.
Yeah.
And
I'm the type
you can
of
leave them for a fucking week.
Look,
and
I'm
just,
the I'm the type
they'll
of
do their
person.
thing.
Look, I'm the type of person. Like, we're here doing a podcast, right? I get like, just to describe a stupid fucking regular podcast day for the two of us. Whenever you decide to invite me on your show, I'll get to your porch at 6:00 in the afternoon, 6:00 in the early evening. We'll drink ourselves halfway to oblivion before we even start a fucking podcast, right? And I'm going to probably stay here until 3 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m. If I had a dog, I'd be worried about that time lapse.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, the dog's got to piss.
Oh, yeah, you got to take that. You got to shit
the dog's got to shit.
You got to
gotta
shit the
piss,
dog. You
it
got to
needs some
piss the
food.
dog. You got to play with it, or else it starts to get a little bit depressed.
Yeah,
the cat's
dog
kind of
gets
like,
sad.
yeah, the cat's kind of like, yeah, right. Well, he hasn't
the cat
returned
really
yet.
Doesn't fucking care.
No,
if
they
you're there or
do.
not.
They do. I mean, she's the type of fucking cat. She literally thinks I'm her fucking mother. It's ridiculous. Like, she'll sleep on my face. It's so stupid.
Sure, there's that slight dependence with cats, where cats will be like, this is the person who is taking care of this situation here.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But with dogs, it's like dogs are just like, they fucking climb up on you. They
Hey,
love you.
you filled
Man,
my bowl. I love you.
This is the guy over here. This is my fucking guy over here. He's got the kibbles and bits.
Not.
Oh, buddy, the kibbles and bits that I really fucking like over here.
I love those things. Yeah.
Oh my god, he likes the fucking Red Sox too. Oh my god. Oh, buddy.
You like a clam bake too.
I'm a fucking Boston Terrier over
You like
here.
your chowder?
Oh, Southie, what the fuck?
No, it's just okay. So the dog,
Get fucked.
the dog is only gonna be super happy like that until all of the fucking until his diet I mean, you're feeding him what at this point? You just said kibbles and bits or some shit until his corn, wheat, soy, and other vegetable diet catches up to him because that's not an ancestral diet. Like you know, like you got to understand. You got to understand.
Hey,
like,
if I had a great dog, I'd be just throwing steaks at him.
yeah, because the pet
just
food.
fucking buddy,
Don't-
dog buddy.
don't-
Let's go over here, dog buddy.
Don't trust mainstream pet food companies. Their food is garbage and it kills your pets.
I wouldn't say that it kills your pets.
Oh, it fucking
but
kills
it's not. It's not the healthiest version of food that you can give your pet. I mean, the healthiest version of food that you can give your dog, at least, is just meat.
Yes.
Give your fucking dog some meat.
Yeah.
The dog likes meat.
Yeah, but that's not what you're getting in a bag of pedigree or kibbles and bits.
No, for sure. There's a lot of filler and shit like that. And
It's
and-
the
and
filler
stuff
that kills your pets. Like, did you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is all. It's
Cats
it's
and
a lot of
dogs-
filler. It's a lot
Dude,
of
cats and
random
dogs
shit.
are not supposed to have diabetes. They're not supposed to get diabetes. It's because of the fillers and additives in their food that they get that. Those are human. Essentially, we consider those diseases inherently
and
human.
they get it. They understand it too. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I mean, when I still had a dog, when Ginger was still alive, like she just fucking loved any type of meat or eggs. You can give her eggs.
Yeah.
Man. You just throw down some eggs in that bowl and you're like, fuck, this is the best fucking shit ever. Dogs get it.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
it's weird. Like, dogs understand it more than humans do. It's like,
Okay, wait. What's
we'll
it?
we'll eat fucking Twinkies and we're like, this is fucking great. I love fucking Twinkies. Oh fuck. No fuck. Oh yeah. You know,
Are you-
we'll just
are you
scarfing
somehow-
down Twinkies? But like dogs are like, there's a couple of times where I've like I placed random shit like taquitos and shit in front of my dog.
You're a
and-
fucking
and
bad owner.
I was like, I don't know. Do you like that? I don't know.
Of course she does.
Like, you want that
You
shit?
put it down in front of me.
And then
I didn't
She'll-
have to
she'll-
jump up on the
she'll-
table to get it.
she'll sniff it and like she would sniff it and bite it a little bit, but she's like, whatever like that. But like eggs, a couple of fried eggs, she'd be like, this is the best fucking shit. I can tell that this was gonna be a thing at one point. There's something that there's definitely something like primal and like hunter about it. It's like, sniffing it and it's like, this is fucking placenta. This is gonna be a chicken at one point.
Yep.
Fuck those chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna crush this chicken.
I can
placenta.
smell the species that was once supposed to exist.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
My
you know what's fascinating about that is like the dog's sense of smell is so beyond our comprehension. We'll never fully understand how fucking crazy that sixth sense is. I mean, they might be smelling something like that, like a piece of steak or something, and smelling the vitamins in it or something. Like, we don't know.
no, you don't.
We can pontificate about it. Like, we can try to like think about like, oh, dogs have a good sense of smell, or like, whatever like that. It's like, oh, they can smell from like a mile or wherever. But it's like, maybe they can fucking smell the vitamins.
Yeah.
Maybe they can smell if that's actually good for them.
They're able to smell
we can't
past.
see that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We can't figure
All
that
you have
shit
is the
out.
aroma of a cooking piece of meat as a human, when
Yeah.
they might be able to smell something completely different.
It's like, this is viable.
the
And
cat.
that might be like the fucking thing for them. I don't know.
The-
I'm going on a rant about fucking
Yeah,
dogs.
sure, but I mean,
Whatever.
just to close,
Whatever, I
just
like
to
dogs.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you fucking dog lover, you.
Or I like them more than cats.
It doesn't matter. Both
I
crowds,
want a dog.
crowds of individuals are.
Well, now I want a dog, man. I want a dog so bad.
You don't. You're
dog
not
buddy.
capable of having a dog here by yourself.
I can't because I'm always fucking gone, and that dog's fucking gonna die. 'Cause
Die.
I'm not
Yeah,
very,
dead.
I'm not very responsible because
Heat exhaustion.
fucking-
The 1st day you
gone
have
all
to
the
go
time.
back to work.
Oh, the dog will be fucking pissed off for sure.
But just
Dog will not be stoked.
to close on the diet, just one more interesting little tidbit. The cat that I had growing up, he was a tabby, and just to kind of feed off what you were saying about Ginger and her love of eggs,
Yeah.
my cat used to eat spaghetti and tomato sauce.
Really?
We could put spaghetti and tomato sauce cut up with a knife into his bowl, and he'd crush it. Fucking not knowing how bad what we were doing for the cat was at the time, because there wasn't all this information about like what is the optimal diet for a cat at that time. You're literally just like, hey, I just want you to be happy. You look pretty happy right now, so I'm just gonna keep doing this shit. Pet science wasn't a thing back in the day. Now it's like I just got my cat like fucking 6 weeks ago, and the whole fucking process of owning a cat from kittenhood to an adult it's a scientific process now. You feed them only specific things, they drink only specific things.
Right.
Their routines and their habits have been optimized. Everything has this like scientific angle to it. That's not why I just literally, and I'm not afraid to admit this, wanted a cat because I was COVID bored. I got
True.
so fucking tired of just sitting around watching television. The constant back and forth between being on my personal computer and watching television, which became my life for like the better half of a month and a half or 2 months when this shit all first went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through the same thing, man. I was looking for dogs in like April. I was trying to get some fucking rescue dogs from like Cuba.
Oh.
Yeah.
How are they going to get them up here?
They get them up here, man. They fucking ship
The
them.
same way they get aliens up here illegally.
No, they ship them up here more legally than human beings.
Really?
That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I could understand that as long as they have all their vaccinations caught up and things like that. Right?
Yeah, they just find them like around
Yeah.
and like,
Okay.
this is a stray dog. His name's fucking Terry.
No, it isn't.
You pick him up.
No, it isn't.
Something, whatever.
This guy was rolling with a street team of 35 different mutts. He had no...
They give them a name on the profile, so you can just be like, this is a fucking thing, I guess.
The worst part is you can instantly tell with a rescue animal if their name's right, because you call them by their name the first time. If they even acknowledge the fact you're calling them by that name, you're like,
they wouldn't know.
okay,
They wouldn't know.
good.
But it's easy to train a dog into getting a new name.
You know my cat plays fetch and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Fetch.
Yeah. She has a wheel. She runs on her wheel. She's, by all accounts, like it's like having a dog.
Good cat.
It's
Good
a
cat.
fucking weird trip. It's a weird trip to have a cat that sophisticated.
But I was trying to figure that out, and I was like, I really wanted a dog. I had the money for the dog. But it's just like it became like too hard for me. It was like, I'm always going to be gone. I'm always going to be doing something else. Like, yeah, right now it might be reasonable to get a dog, but then I'm just going to end up being the same fucking deplorable person in a couple of months.
First of all,
Where I'm just out all the time,
yeah,
and I can't really take care of this dog.
you're not a deplorable person. I think that you're definitely denigrating yourself there. But
I don't know. I mean, like, for other people my age, they probably like to stay home.
yeah,
And do
I
their
would
shit.
agree. I would agree with that.
But I'm usually fucking gone all the time. You know?
You do have a different angle. About
Honestly,
yourself,
if
yeah.
like today, if we weren't doing this podcast, I would be at my rehearsal studio downtown.
yeah.
Like, I would just be somewhere else, you know?
Or you'd be like 12 beers deep, exposing yourself to some fucking.
I would be gone, man. I would be fucking out of it. Man.
Exposing yourself to some hookers on King and Ferguson or something.
Yeah, there's hookers everywhere, man. Hookers. Yeah, but usually I'll just be somewhere else.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always somewhere better to be than at home.
That's what I like.
That's
That's the life that I like.
It's the whole part
Being
of the
gone.
Yeah, and it's the
Being
whole part of
somewhere
the COVID thing that I've really come to dislike. This idea that it's okay to do nothing. It's okay to you still got to look at this whole year as it's played out as a part of your life that you're not getting back. Like,
Yeah.
you know how everybody does those things that they regret and they're like, I wish I could have that back? Well, at least you fucking did something. Now, part of your life is being taken from you and you didn't even do shit. You don't even have an embarrassing memory.
For some people.
Yeah, well, you know, life, I get it. Life is what you make it.
It's tough. If you were to justify it as COVID was only 5 months or something like that, from March to September, maybe, you'd be like, okay, that's kind of like a summer vacation. I can justify not fucking doing anything for that.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, that's okay. But what they're thinking now is like, it's going to be like this for another 2 years.
So,
And it's like, can you really justify taking that much time off from actually doing anything productive or anything like that? I mean, it was good. Like it was fun for me for a couple of weeks.
yeah.
It was like a staycation.
It's
It was
real
like,
fucking stale after a couple
okay,
weeks.
fine. You know, I've been crushing my fucking ass at work.
Yep.
I very rarely take vacations or any time off. When I got the message that I had to leave work and just stay home, I was like, all right, it's a little bit weird. I guess I'll fucking beat off more than usual and like hang out, I guess. And, you know,
do some shrooms. I might pick up smoking weed again. It's all good, man.
I mean, like, do mushrooms.
I'm going to use this
watch
as a time.
lesbian porn and shit like that. Like, you know, all the stuff that, you know, I would usually do.
I'm going to use this as a time to undo all the self-restraint that I've built up in the last 5 years.
It's all gone now.
Gone.
You know? All that self-restraint is all gone to lesbian porn. But
sensual lesbian porn, not the fucking
very
hardcore
loving,
stuff.
Very loving.
Yeah, very loving.
Very sensual. That's very comforting.
Ladies, we're not complete pigs, I promise you.
No, I need that. I need that
You know?
loving lesbian porn
Yes,
to calm me down.
Dude, I think I do too.
From all from all the other shit that I go through. But it was very weird at first. It was kind of like a vacation. I was like, okay, cool. Like I can just lounge around and hang out and eat ramen and beat off, and that's fine. But then after like 2 weeks, I got so itchy. I was like, there's nothing happening. No one's doing anything. And I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people that don't do fucking anything. I don't want to become one of those memes on Instagram where it's like, oh, it's COVID. I'm going to fucking drink wine and shit my fucking pants.
Can I give you a word of advice?
And then that's why I started this podcast. That's why I started doing like more music and shit like that. And I was like, I've been way more productive during COVID than in probably the last 10 years.
Can I give you a word of advice?
Yeah.
If you don't want to come off as a meme, don't use back-to-back, beat off and got itchy.
Yeah. Well, those are funny. It's all funny, man.
Is that what it is? It's funny, yeah.
Because
so many people have a great sense of humor in today's society. I mean, I don't expect that to be misconstrued at all.
Yeah, well, not the people that listen to this podcast, man.
Well, I don't fucking know. You don't know if these people are unglued or not. You really don't know who they are. You don't know where
if you're listening
from.
to this podcast and you don't have a sense of humor, go fuck your mother. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it's over. You know?
And he meant that in the laughing at self sense. Like, not go fuck your mother literally, but literally have enough humor to acknowledge the fact that somebody telling you to go fuck your mother is a funny thing.
It's a joke.
It's a joke,
all
people,
right?
okay? Like, yeah, you know, I never thought that we'd live to the point where we actually had to define the parameters of a joke, but we are.
Yeah, well, not, you know.
We're literally there, dude.
Not everyone gets it.
We're there, dude.
Yeah.
We're assuming the role of a stand-up comic now. Maybe even.
Everybody.
Maybe.
Well, not even, because even historically a stand-up comic would be able to just say whatever they want. But now they have to justify what they're actually saying. But that's the same with anybody. Everyone has to justify what they're actually fucking saying.
I agree.
Otherwise, they get canceled or whatever. I'm not afraid about being canceled because I don't think there's enough people that actually listen to this to cancel me. So
I'll tell you what,
it's
though.
fine. It's fine. They'll listen to this and be like, oh no, I don't want to hear about that. You know, I actually don't like the Red Sox. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know. fuck you, man.
It's a
The
bad.
Red Sox are great.
It's a bad point of departure to start off with, a conversation that says, we're essentially, if you don't like us, then you can go fuck yourself, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't personally hate people that much, but it's become a lot more difficult to have a reasonable conversation with people now. We're past the point of having
It is, yeah.
any conversation that you have with somebody grounded in logic and reason. Enjoy that conversation now, because those are fucking fleeting conversations.
Those are very good conversations.
Like
When you can find somebody that has a reasonable outlook on life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody who's not completely, just taken to one side or another, just, got caught in the trade winds of all the nonsense that's going on in society now. Mm-hmm. There are very few people who are able to process and synthesize the reality, right? Or be able to distill all the information that's being given to them and be able to make sensible decisions about how they feel and what things are true and what things are false. Times have completely fucking changed. Like,
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah. We've gone back to a point. It's a hard reality to understand for a lot of people here. Like, whether you turn on DW in Germany or CNN in the United States or CBC in Canada, they're all perpetuating the same message. Just because they're perpetuating a message doesn't necessarily mean that what they're saying is true. It's just there's this Western narrative that's going on right now. And the Western narrative encompasses all the little small arguments that are going on in the societal debate about what's right and what's wrong. If you're not on the if you're not on the right side of that, being part of being complicit in the spreading of this Western narrative, what happens to you is you end up being bastardized or marginalized. And it's only because we don't really have a huge following, or like our show, like this show, which is yours. I shouldn't say ours, but the only reason we're allowed to just say shit that probably fucking Joe Rogan wouldn't even say is because we don't have the weight of 10 million, 12 million followers on our backs.
Yeah.
You got to
if you have that many people, like I can tell, like with the Joe Rogan experience, like it has changed over the past couple of years, where it's been so many people have flocked to it, like new listeners that have never listened to the old shit, which are, they're kind of like the normies.
Yeah.
Normal people have latched onto it and now want it to be a certain type of thing. Yeah. And you can tell every episode he's being a little bit more PC.
He not
PC in the way of like he's Jimmy Fallon now, but
no, Stephen Colbert.
There's a lot
Stephen
less.
Colbert.
There's there's a lot less episodes where he's fucking beyond high talking about fucking alien abduction.
Yeah.
Cock and shit like that, fucking crazy shit. By the way, I really gotta take a piss.
God damn.
I have to pause it and come back.
Honestly, yeah, let's branch off. Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and we'll do it again for the second half. How do you feel?
I still like this conversation, so we're gonna keep going with this one for sure.
But
we're not even really that far with this podcast. It's actually not long at all. We haven't been talking very long.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, we're back.
Back for the second level. For those of you who were capable of sustaining the first level of punishment, we're back for you.
We just recuperated, took a piss.
I
got high.
Yeah,
all right.
I definitely grabbed some beer and smoked some weed. It was what needed to be done. We did the most important thing. We lit another incense.
That's very important. This is a different incense stick.
I'll tell you.
This is citrus.
This one's beautiful. I like it.
In comparison to this one, which is Wicked Kush.
What?
With 3 H's. That's how you know how fucking wicked it is.
That doesn't make any sense.
Wicked Kush.
So it smells like weed.
It smells like nothing, man. That's the one that I just burned. So the one that definitely didn't smell like weed. It smelled like generic incense.
Is it
this one? I actually like more the fucking citrus one.
Yeah.
Like you can smell it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
There's a nice, very fragrant thing. This is a very good midday one.
We live in the post sandalwood incense era, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad to admit is not nearly as great as the sandalwood era,
Mm-hmm.
where you could literally just chop down a tree in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and these, for whatever reason, the dried bark of this tree just provided the perfect scent
Mm-hmm.
to carry on your day. But now all of a sudden, the sandalwood tree is fucking endangered.
I've seen sandalwood incense, but I think it's probably simulated.
Yeah, I think so.
I've had better incense than this for sure.
Sandalwood production is very, very regulated.
Actually, I used to get my incense from this place in Jackson Square.
Yep.
But then, because of COVID, it wasn't open. And I was like, fuck, where am I going to get incense? This is very important.
This was
to
an
me.
internal crisis.
This is so important. I need fucking incense in my life. And then I had to buy these at a convenience store, which are pretty decent.
They're good enough. I mean,
They're fucking
it smells great in
okay.
here. Well, actually, I wasn't going to comment on...
But you know what?
I don't know what.
I found the incense that I usually use at Bigby down the street. The sketchiest store that's ever existed has the incense that I need. And you know, the best fucking incense in this brand of fucking incense is called Nirvana.
Are you...
And it's such a good smell. I didn't know Nirvana smelled
But wait,
so
are you
good.
implying Big B itself as a corporation is a sketch ass corporation, or are you implying that your
This one that is close to me is the very sketchy one. I've been to other Big B's that are a lot different.
It does have a doorbell on the front door.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, please ring if you don't have a gun.
because you will be shot.
Shoot first or shoot last.
Actually, the violence is not the thing. It's their attempt to get rid of the homeless.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of sketchy people. Like I was there the other night. I went over to buy fucking beef jerky, like a scumbag, fucking dirtbag.
Jesus.
But I went over there at like midnight to buy fucking beef jerky, like a scumbag, and and this homeless guy came up to me and he just mumbled something. Like I assumed it was about change,
Yeah, probably.
trying to get change, but
Probably.
it was like.
Oh boy.
I'm like, I don't have change, man. That's fine. Like,
You should have been like, yo, that sounds like a 72 Chevy fucking 444 cubic inches. Like, Jesus, bro, you got that down to a science.
I'm like, oh my god, no, I don't have change.
But I have a gun. Fuck off.
I don't know. Like I'm just like freaking out. I'm like I'm a little bit high.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just need jerky.
I understand the paranoia. That plaza that Big B is in, the convenience store, it has its historical roots and some shady dealings. Not the plaza and the owners itself, but the people who have always hung around that plaza since I've been born.
So weird.
Oh
The
fuck,
weird
man!
people
That
just hang out.
There's a Mr. Sub.
Hang out next to the fucking one payphone that exists in Hamilton.
There,
There's one payphone out there, and they're always making calls to fucking God knows who.
yo, have you seen how much it costs to make a payphone call nowadays? I think it's
I
like
don't know.
$1.50.
No way.
Yes!
Man, $1.50.
Fucking right.
No, fuck.
They gotta pay for the privilege of maintaining the service on a phone that's just stuck at a goddamn intersection. They're actually paying to Bell is paying to have the fucking phone there. It's not paying for itself anymore. It's not.
No.
There's like in a course. How long does it take?
It's a luxury.
Dude,
the payphone is a luxury now.
How long does it take the guy or woman to come around and collect on each of those payphones? Every week? Maybe every week? How much do you think that payphone is generating in revenue on a given
Who
week?
even does it?
People that are,
No, the people that collect the money. Like, it's not somebody from Bell. They probably hire some homeless person.
third-party company to go around. I doubt they would hire homeless people because the incentive to steal would be too great.
Yeah, well, they hire somebody, man. It's not maybe not a homeless person, but
We should do a little bit of research into this. Who
Let's
the
spy on
fuck
this
actually
fucking asshole.
administers and maintains payphones nowadays? They're out there, buddy. They're out there. I've seen them.
yeah.
Okay, I was walking through the mall the other day. Actually, I had to go grab a pair of pants. I saw a bank of fucking phones stuck to the wall. I'm like, this mall may have a problem with current identity.
Current identity.
This mall is going through an existential crisis.
Oh, every mall right now
Lime Ridge is bad too.
losing their fucking minds.
Hamilton. It's a funny thing with Lime Ridge Mall. They've lost 3 of their anchors now.
Yeah.
Right? So in the beginning, I remember that mall was open in like 1987. This is before my fucking.
Yep.
You know. And Lime Ridge Mall had an Eaton's and a Sears and a Kmart. So Sears at the Eaton's at the front, Sears at the side, and Kmart at the back, and the Bay is always where the Bay has been.
Right.
And the only fucking thing that they have left after all that is the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of their other anchor stores on each side of the mall
Yeah.
are essentially dormant.
Right.
The death of the shopping mall is an interesting thing.
It's gone, man.
No,
Well,
but do you
people
not
don't wanna
agree
fucking
that
go
the
there.
phenomenon of the rise and fall of the conglomerative shopping center is a fascinating story?
It is very fascinating.
Yeah.
It really served a purpose for a hot minute in history.
It was a very hot minute.
But it's not. It was one of those things that was never meant to last because it's not. It's not that efficient when you really think about it.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
it was kind of. It was something that filled a need when downtown areas weren't efficient enough.
Yeah.
You could fit more random stores into a shopping mall. If you had 3 of the conglomerates, you know, you had the Bay or Sears and then
Anchor stores would be what they would be referred to.
Anchor
Right?
stores. Yeah.
Big enough to have like fucking
They pay
massive.
for it.
Oh yeah.
They pay for the entire fucking place.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of these random offshoots like Lids, Hot Topic,
yeah.
or any of those random stores where you're like, if that was on a main street, I wouldn't fucking go in there. Like, who cares?
But
like, I'm not gonna go in a Hot Topic if it's on a King Street in downtown.
But I
Hamilton.
feel
who
like
cares about
I
that?
feel like what you're saying because I agree with you. Like you can't have a Skechers or Stitches
No.
in the middle of a city, especially like a city like Hamilton, where its revival depends so heavily on ma and pa businesses in the core.
Well, any city, it's just like if it's not a really high end boutique place, it's probably not going to be on a city street.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or something that has like something really weird to offer, then it's probably not going to be there. But the mall incorporated all of those random things that are like this isn't a huge department store, but like yes, Blue Notes can be here. West 49 could be here because it's like you're walking by anyways.
Randy River,
You know.
Old Navy.
You're walking by the food court, you're getting your fucking slop, and then, you know, West 49's next to it, and you're like, okay. Maybe I'll check this place out because they got good trucks for my skateboard, maybe. And, you know, like, random fucking shit in the mall. And you would be a mall rat when you're a teenager.
Yeah,
You're
but can I
walking around being a
let me play
scumbag
let me
piece
play
of shit.
let me play devil's advocate because you prefaced your argument by saying, for example, that the mall tends to be a place where only the stores contained within the mall could technically exist. So I guess the bigger question is like, is there still a market for that? I do believe there is. I just believe that people's shopping habits have changed so drastically.
There's still a market for those items, but they're going to go to Amazon for it.
All people or most people or some people?
All people.
All people. That's prophecy.
A lot of fucking
That's
people.
That's bordering on prophecy is what that is.
Hey, I mean, other than you and me, everyone that I talk to just buys shit on Amazon. That's it. And it could be any random fucking thing. It could be microphones. It could be shoes.
Yeah.
It could be fucking sex toys.
No, I agree.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
They just buy their shit off Amazon.
Yeah, I guess.
They don't have to go to a mall for these things anymore, you know?
I think that...
The mall is just too inefficient.
You know, my thing is that, you know, we're sitting here doing what we're doing right now. We're doing it for a reason. We're doing it because inevitably we think at some point that the things that we're saying or the topics that we're covering will resonate with the people that are listening just enough that it might spark a level of self-reflection or introspection into anything that we're talking about. And this would be one of those things, like, you know, I don't know at what point it got so fashionable to literally not leave your house and to do every single thing in your life online to the maximum of your extent. Like, to the point where people often are getting groceries delivered to their house via Walmart.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
well, or in the States, you can get it off Amazon as well.
That's
because they own
fresh.
They own Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, that's right. Yeah.
So they can get that shit.
So they have an integrated chain that they can use to peddle their products.
As much tofu as you want from Whole Foods.
I understand the goal of a place like Whole Foods, but I don't believe it's ever achieved that goal.
Well, it's weird that it's weird that society has gotten to this point where the internet has become the absolute forefront of culture.
Yeah.
We're both old enough to understand, like, kind of the heyday of the internet, where you would get home from school or work, and then you would go on some, like, forum.
Yeah.
Chat forum
forum.
about, like, I don't know, you'd find, like, cheat codes for, like, video games and shit like that. Like,
oh, there was lots of that stuff.
I don't need these cheat codes.
It all seemed
for
very
Grand Theft Auto 3.
It all seemed very innocent back then.
Very innocent stuff like that. The very beginning of YouTube, eBay in its infancy and shit like that. And you like buy random shit on eBay, upload random shit onto YouTube. You know, it was just all so innocent and just fun, and everything was disconnected.
Yeah.
You know, you would go on the internet to be like, I want to watch this thing on Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Like, I want to watch this thing on YouTube today. I'm going to talk shit on this forum about Halo 2. you know, something like that. And then all of a sudden, it just, around 2010, it just became like this amalgamation of the internet where it's like,
yep.
It all became about social media, and nobody is an individual anymore, and your entire existence exists on this weird Snapchat fucking filter. Like, it's weird what it is now, and now that the internet is the mainstream, where in the mid 2000s it was like the internet was still kind of this outside force.
Yep.
You would still get all of your information and everything from TV, maybe. You know.
That's true to a large degree.
When I was growing up in, like 2001, 2002.
You weren't searching the internet for news back then.
I wasn't even finding like music or anything on the internet. Like,
nor news. You weren't worried about news.
Find shit on like Much Music or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And, like, there was these outside forces. There was random things that you get involved into that were all kind of like pastimes.
Yeah.
But now it's, if you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Instagram, if you're not on Twitter, like, it's
Yeah.
you can't do anything.
No, I mean
You're done.
the tools that most people will use to communicate aren't available to you. Like for somebody like me, for example, I don't use social media for my own personal use. And that's put me at clashes with people in my life a lot in the past. When I was in university, people would ask me all the time, like, "Hey, what's your Facebook? Like, you have Twitter, like, what's your Instagram handle?" I don't have any of that shit. They're like, "Wow,
Yeah.
this dude, this dude."
Like, oh, how can I get a hold of you? Like,
You
my
can
phone
text,
number?
you
Like,
can
no.
text message me, but it's easier for you. You're gonna wake up off the couch and you know what you're gonna do, because this is how people are conditioned now. It's easier to press the power button on your computer, wait the 3 minutes, wait for your computer to boot up another 4 minutes, then log into your Facebook account, then send me a Facebook message than it is to text me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that part. Like, we've discussed in the past that technological innovation, probably around the same time that you were talking about, probably around 2010, when social media started to become a consolidated asset. Probably around the same time, companies just stopped innovating.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped making things better.
Mm-hmm.
They made new shit. But nobody can possibly quantify or validate how the stuff that they're making now is actually better or represents some sort of increase in efficiency or practicality over the previous generation of shit that existed.
Yeah, it's just new shit,
We made your iPad smaller, so to speak. We made your iPod smaller. That mentality pervades the realm of innovation now. Is like taking things that we already have.
Well, think about all of social media right now. All the big players. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I guess Parler. Parler is a big player right now.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm on Parler, everybody. Ooh,
Hey, watch.
look
Hey,
at
I'm on
that.
Parler
Oh
this
my
week.
God.
Next week, we're off Parler. So
Yeah, well, Parler is fucking for shit. It's shit. It's the same as Twitter, except it's just red.
there you go.
It's stupid. Whatever. It's
What
the
were
same.
you,
It's
what
the
were
same
you telling me
bullshit.
about? It's like the
But
it's like the
here-
grinder to Tinder.
No, it's like Parler is the anti-Twitter.
Oh Jesus God.
Twitter is blue. Parler's red.
Anyways,
That's it.
I'm sorry. I got into your point there, so please continue.
It's it's a whole stupid bullshit.
Well, there's
But to get back to my point, all of these new social media platforms that come out are just plays on what MySpace did.
yeah. That's totally
MySpace was just like all of that in one central location, which a lot of people back then like loved, but also didn't get.
Yeah.
Because it was like when you sign up for MySpace, you're basically making a fucking website.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, you were creating a page for yourself. It
Yeah.
was you.
It had so many options, so
Yeah.
many random things to go in that you could choose the backgrounds, the themes, the fonts. You could have like a theme song that would just play when somebody came on.
I love it.
You could upload like early 2005 videos on there that would buffer, like that would just grind your internet connection to a fine paste to try to render all that shit. Yeah, MySpace had all of those things going on in one centralized location, and then all these other social media situations came out after 2010 that just picked and choose what they liked about MySpace and then just did it.
It's like they cut it up and split it up into
Yeah.
their own domains, and they're like, okay, you do
We're
this
all-
well, we do this well, you do that well.
We're all just still living under the MySpace regime with this new fucking situation. And a lot of it is owned by Facebook anyways, so
So what do you think about the fact? So you've heard, you know what? I tried to stay apolitical about this particular point, but it's getting a little more fucking ridiculous now with the whole TikTok drama that's going on. So what's essentially happened? I'm pretty sure you know, but maybe the listeners are not particularly aware. So the American government gave the owners of TikTok, who are Chinese, an ultimatum, essentially, and said, listen, if you want to continue operating in our country as TikTok, you're going to have to sell the American part of your business to an American corporation.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, that's a crazy ploy on the American government. I mean, they could just outlaw it outright. Just say, fuck it. We're not going to try anymore. There is no reason for TikTok to exist, given the other
we just talked about.
Yeah. It does not offer anything new.
No.
Or interesting. It's just something that the Chinese government basically has figured out a way of manipulating it in a particular way that gets you hooked.
But also another theory is it caters to that 30-second attention span that people just have nowadays.
That too, but I used TikTok for a little bit, for a couple of weeks, made a few posts and surfed it a bunch. But it really reminds me of early YouTube, which pretty much every app has that kind of quality.
Yeah.
Instagram had the same feeling when you were first on it. It was very random, and people didn't really know how to use it, and there was no ads, and there was no business situations.
It's funny how that would make people feel lost.
Yeah.
I'm not being marketed at, so I'm freaking out.
Yeah, and TikTok still had no actual ads or anything like that, so it still felt very organic. And when you were on it, it was all these random videos were a lot like early YouTube, where it was just very random and very stupid, and it was all dancing and fucking people eating shit and stuff like that. It was just
is that a literal reference, or is
no, not literally eating shit.
Oh, you mean skateboarders?
Yeah, skateboarding,
okay,
just fucking
fails, face of death shit,
fails and shit like that.
Face of death shit. You remember face of death? Come on.
I remember face of death, but TikTok didn't have face of death.
No
one died. So
no, TikTok's definitely not in the game of murder.
People's souls died for sure.
Yeah, but that's true of all social media, Luke.
Watching some of those videos,
Luke, that's true of all social media, man.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Your soul dies a little bit. You may only wake up 3 years later to realize that you've invested a considerable amount of your person into your social media to create an entire second life for yourself. And when you stop to read some of your blogs, your posts, you're like, I'm literally...
You remember that you're a fucking dead
I'm
human being.
a double agent.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live a secondary life here. I'm posing for other people who don't have regular contact with me to try to posture and give them the indication that I'm doing better.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. It is what it is. I mean, if you're young and you're first starting out on the internet, in social media, you're probably posting a lot of random shit. When you're a teenager.
Good for you. Don't be a douche. Don't turn into a douche.
No, but you're going through the gauntlet, you know.
Good. That's fine.
You're posting a bunch of random bullshit.
It's organic and natural or something.
I did on Facebook and MySpace because I'm a fucking ancient human being.
Shut up.
But you're
talking. Listen,
I had a MySpace account.
I was in a MySpace. I'm sorry,
band.
I'm not letting you buy that. Qualifications. This kid is in his mid fucking 20s. Don't let him give you the impression that he's somehow ancient. This is fucking hilarious. But please.
But as far as these fucking TikTok betas go,
yes.
Yeah.
Beta cucks.
They're all fucking beta cucks. I just like that term. I like to call.
When are we coming out with a T-shirt? It's like beta cuck generation.
Something like that. Yeah.
Why not?
Soon. Yeah.
Proud beta cuck.
Proud beta cuck.
No,
you never say proud beta cuck.
Hey, I'm with her.
That's everything you need to know.
That's everything you need to know about that guy.
But that's dated. That's showing our age. These fucking real beta cocks don't even know what that means.
No, that's true.
Because they're
too fresh.
They've doubled down on their beta, and they don't even know what "I'm with her" is about because they've never heard of Hillary Clinton.
It doesn't have to be about Clinton.
They're just beta.
It has to be about your girlfriend.
No,
You're wearing a
to do about
shirt when
beta
you're with
shit.
your girlfriend and it says "I'm with her." Like you
With
are a
with
true
an-
beta fucking cuck. Like
with an arrow pointing to her.
yes,
Yeah. The t-shirt comes with a fucking collar and
you're
leash,
wearing
too,
a t-shirt saying your boyfriend wants me.
you know?
It's her shirt, but you're wearing it. That's a beta cuck. You know?
No, we're gonna make shirts that say "I'm a fucking piece of garbage."
No.
You know, or something like that. I don't know.
Luke, just misled.
I don't wanna
just
hate-
simply misled and confused.
I don't want to hate on beta cucks.
You don't
It's
have
fine.
to. Just misled and
All
confused.
you beta cucks out there, you can live your life. It's fine.
Don't worry. Luke is not going to be in the bedroom while you're watching your girlfriend be railed.
I'll watch you fucking do whatever you need to do.
You know, when that big
I really like fucking popcorn.
when that big
I'll
burly
watch you fucking do your shit.
when that big burly dude is ravaging your girlfriend and you're watching in the corner, don't worry. Luke won't be making commentary about that. You
Am I watching with this guy?
I don't know. It's a double cock, I think. Is that a double cock?
Am I doing commentary to
I
this
think you
guy's
might be.
sadness?
I think you might be.
Okay, so somebody else is fucking his girlfriend, and
And I-
I'm just hanging out.
Oh,
he
there it
watches.
is. I think he shed a tear, Tim.
Whoop,
Yep,
there it is.
he's dying a little bit inside right now.
He's very sad.
But that's what got him here in the first place, so we're not surprised.
I'm doing the play-by-play with the fucking the computer that you can make like circles and shit with.
Hey, listen,
The
mother.
thing. It's
Yeah,
like, we can tell at this point in
the
time
cuckometer.
that Tanner is very sad.
The cuckometer indicates.
The cuckometer.
Listen, if you need a fucking wingman, I'll be there, okay? You just give me a call, I'll fly with you.
Now we're both watching this guy die inside.
That was a cultural reference that probably flew right over
Watching
your head.
his
but-
girlfriend getting fucking obliterated.
Yeah. Patting him on the back. It's like, good for you, bud. You can, like, you're still here. What are you doing?
while the dude is just staring us in the face.
With, like,
He's not even into it.
Nah,
he's
he's-
just like, you fucking, I hate you guys.
I can see pieces of him falling from his pupils.
It's like, this is my job. You know, I'm really trying to get through med school.
It's like being the boyfriend of a porn star.
I really like that you guys. Yeah.
Come on,
I
buddy.
really appreciate that you
really are
guys
you
paid
fucking
me the
doing this?
money to fuck this guy's girlfriend.
You actually
it's
go
very
to the
important.
studio to watch it. That's how much of a fucking cuck you are. You go to the studio to pick your girlfriend up. She's still getting her fucking she's still getting pummeled. She's still getting ravaged in there. You're going to go in because I hate to admit it, dude. You're interested. I mean, you signed this contract.
Yeah.
There's a part of you that's...
the situation where like porno ladies have their fucking boyfriends, right? And it's so fucking weird.
There was
man.
a fucking reality show about this a few years ago.
No way.
Yes, dude. It was horrible.
So porn stars are just like, I'm just fucking taking dick all fucking day.
And they act normal when they get home. It's a job. It's a 9 to 5. And then when they get home, it's
And
like...
their boyfriends are hanging upside down on the wall.
No.
And they're just fucking
No.
like
No. It almost...
so subservient.
It almost seems like when you listen to the stories, it's like when they get home, they're almost relieved to have conventional sex because they've been being railed in so many positions by often gay porn actors. Like a lot,
Really?
yeah. Well, a lot of the reason these guys can last 30 minutes is because often they're either
just not into
they're
it.
bisexual or they're gay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossing in the porn industry in terms of stars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Guys always sound like they're dying in porn. Like,
Bottom line is, why are you grunting for like 45 minutes before you blow your load? I only grunt for the like 12, 13 seconds leading up to it. You know, like I'm not even going to say a word. Most of the time, it's just
You gotta
like
grunt at the bar, man. You gotta try that one.
no. It doesn't work.
When you're introducing yourself and you're just like, "Hey, I'm."
Can I'll tell you this. Any move that you've seen in porn that you think could work in real life, don't bother. It simply doesn't work. There are a lot of women out there that are as
No
horny.
one likes that shit.
Well, there's look, common misconception. Guys think women somehow are not as horny as men. That's not true. They have times of the month where they go through rhythms, right? Sometimes they kind of fantasize about different things, like the more romantic and fantastical idea about love, like a true organic idea about love. But they go through their rhythms at the same time. There's parts of the month where they're probably like some women are probably just as horny as guys. And like the same things, like they're probably watching raunchy porn. Don't pedestalize women in the sense that they're not doing the same things we are. Of course, there are a certain percentage of women that do. Maybe even more than a certain percentage. I don't know. I don't know the facts, so I'm not going to put a number to it. But you do know that there are a good percentage of women who are on Pornhub all the time. And I'm never one to worry too much about what people would think. I mean, I think we're past the point where people give a shit about stuff like that. I think most people are squarely stuck in the problems of the real world. Even if they are first world problems as you see them, they still might be intractable problems that you have to deal with. Just because they're like first world problems doesn't mean that they're not pertinent issues. So,
Right.
Lots of people doing their own thing. Fapping and
Hey,
porn.
you can talk about porn. It's fine.
Fapping and
Porn is just a
Pornhub
thing,
preferences is like
whatever.
nobody does. Nobody cares.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I like to think that most people
It's part
are,
of human life.
and I like to think that most people are doing the same thing that I'm doing. They're doing it because they just they've got a 10-minute slot in their early morning before their shower, or the middle of their day at lunchtime, or like right before they go to bed. They've slotted it in for 10 minutes. Just log into Pornhub. Boom, you're done. Good night.
It's mechanical. It's like, I gotta get this shit done.
But no, apparently for you, females don't do
Gotta
the
do
same
this
thing.
too.
They're integrated completely into like a 2.5-hour Pornhub obsession that
I
leads
would like it. I would like to assume
that lead them
it's
down
a
the
whole
raunchy
day-
portal.
It's a whole day event with candles and shit like that.
Oh God, this is great.
They got their whole.
This
fucking
is
thing
good.
set up.
This
They
is
got their
good
whole fucking
stuff.
day
This is
set up.
good. I like it.
They got their whole fucking day set up.
You're making me horny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
You're turning me the fuck on right now. You're giving me a whole nother side of women I didn't know existed. Candles and raunchy porn. Like lilacs on the fucking floor. And 30 different scents of candles all lit in the bedroom, but raunchy as fuck. Everybody's licking each other's asshole.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
It's my kind of porn. Just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding.
They got like a bunch of candles lit up.
Ladies,
They're hanging out. They're
Ladies.
watching 5 chicks fucking go at it.
ladies, for God's
They love it.
sakes, if this is you, for the love of God, please leave a comment on the bottom. We're going down a rabbit hole right now. I'm not sure how we got here, but I will tell you.
Also subscribe.
I am, yes, please.
Like and subscribe.
This is a fascinating conversation.
Yeah, while you're listening to this, between faps, just fucking like and subscribe.
This is cool verbal porn
Fucking cool. Ooh,
on the Luke Hamilton show.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Optimal porn noises.
God damn. Like it's like some it's like taking a shit.
Oh no.
Oh God, you gonna come in my face? You gonna come in my face, baby?
That's not my shit noises.
No,
My
no.
shit noises are
None
like,
of that.
oh God. Oh no.
A dirty talker will always ruin it at the end too. You're like, no, don't say that. You're supposed to be You're supposed to be a sensual porn star. I know your boyfriend's waiting back there behind the scenes, but
Fuck.
God damn,
Yeah,
eh?
porno life. Fuck that, man.
No, we got on that whole like
How do we
beta
even get
cuck
that?
thing, and
How do we even get in that, man?
that's the ultimate expression of beta cuck.
Porno?
No, being
Porno?
a porn star's boyfriend.
That's a bad one.
That is the beta cuck. That's the magnus opus of beta cuck.
Yeah.
I've heard that term one or two times. I don't.
Beta cock?
No, magnus opus. I've heard that term somewhere. I don't know what it means. I'm pretty sure it's a cultural reference based on a movie, but I don't know what it means.
Who knows, man? Who even fucking knows?
I don't care. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Exist
It doesn't fucking matter.
in the beta cuck world.
Beta
Oh, fucking betas.
on Beta Cuck 7.
I don't even... Man, I just love that term. That's fun.
Infinite,
Beta cucks.
infinite realities. We're gonna go to Beta Cuck 7 to meet Beta Cuck Luke and Neal.
The two beta cucks that are also having a podcast right now, but
No, we're
know,
not.
They're
no.
way more beta.
No, we are definitely not beta in that sense. No way. I don't consider myself beta. Although, what? How do you?
Not in the podcast dimension. That's fine. That's fine.
No, that's fine. If I was, I would totally appreciate it.
Does it even matter though? Betas, alphas, whatever.
I just
It's all
don't.
fake stuff.
I just don't understand how one defines oneself as a beta in today's society.
No one does.
No, I guess
No one
not.
defines themselves as a beta. Everyone defines themselves as an alpha, though.
As an alpha.
Yeah. They're like, I'm so fucking alpha, bro. I just ate fucking 37,000 Twinkies
Goddamn.
in a row. I'm great.
That's alpha.
I just bought a PlayStation 5. It's great. It's yeah.
Bro, that's alpha.
Every fucking garbage human being thinks that they're alpha.
Oh. I just
That's
don't,
it. And then nobody ever says that they're beta.
I just don't put myself on any scale there. I don't know what I am. I don't care.
It doesn't even matter, man.
I think
It's a funny term. Calling people beta is fine.
that's fine.
It's very funny.
But
it really doesn't mean anything.
no.
It doesn't mean fucking
There's
alpha and beta.
there's no concrete definition of what a beta male would be. Thus we could spot one in the wild. You know, that dude right there.
That dude.
He's wearing that shirt that says your boyfriend wants me, but he's walking with his girlfriend.
Yeah. His t-shirt says fucking beta. Subservient.
I'm with her.
Subordinate.
I love that. As a cultural reference, aside from Hillary Clinton, that has got to be the call of the beta cuck now.
I'm with her.
I'm with her.
I'm with her.
It has to be, doesn't it?
I have no free will.
You know what? I willingly signed over my right to exist as an independent human being because of her.
I'm dead inside. Yay. Yeah, that stuff. Shit like that. Yeah.
I'm with her.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I'm with her.
We should start generating T-shirts.
Hillary Clinton is right. She wanted to start all the right wars. I'm with her. She's great. She loves war. I also like war.
Listen,
If she acknowledges me, that means I get the FAP tonight.
We're having a fucking rally on Tuesday. Bring your boyfriend. Tell him to wear your shirt.
Yeah.
Come
Fucking
on, man.
dumb.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm with her. It's just like half the population is guys. They're like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
In the States. Here, it's like whatever.
When in Rome. Washington.
Hey, here in Canada, it's different. I'm with him.
Fall of empires. It's all the same.
Beta cock bullshit.
Fuck that shit, man.
Beta cock shit.
Yo, the day is slowly coming where we're gonna actually literally have like liberation commercials and shit like that. It'd be like Dove soap for the
Liberate
beta,
the betas.
beta cuck. Bring up the beta cuck in you.
The betas don't deserve it over here. Oy.
Are you offended by anything? Use Dove.
Dove soap. It's very soft on your beta skin.
Treats you better than your alpha wife.
Treats you better than fucking yeah.
Oh my God, please.
Beta skin.
Your beta skin.
Alpha wife.
Your beta skin, bro. Come on.
When your alpha wife brings home the bacon and you feel emasculated, a dove for men, because go fuck your mother.
When you're an only parent raising your daughter. And your wife's making 6 figures.
You're selling shit on eBay. Your wife's a fucking doctor.
All of a sudden, you're doing aerobics from home.
Aerobics. The stretchy elastic.
Oh
fucking,
God, that is
things.
so bad. And you know what? I'm sorry. That's not like a. That's not a slight on genders. That's literally just kind of the new dynamic of families. Whether it be one person, the female staying at home, or whether it be the male staying at home, I don't think anybody gets any real peace in today's current family dynamics. I really don't. Like, everybody's being scrutinized. And that's because so many people are so fucking open to putting their lives out there on social media. Like, you know, we were talking about it earlier. Social media is it's little more than a proverbial pissing contest. You're always trying to one up the people you know. Half the people that subscribe to you or follow you, you've never met them in real life, or they become estranged to you at some point in your life. But you find yourself in a rat race trying to keep up with these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no matter what your family dynamic is, no matter what you're doing, like, you know, there's that guy at home or that woman at home that's doing the aerobics classes, making $0 or selling LuLaRoe leggings, and they're just going to lie their fucking face off when it comes to their social media account. How's everything doing, Jenny? Oh, it's just fucking great. It's fucking great. Like, you have no idea how much money.
Great.
Everything's great. Like, my life is the best. Here, let me post, like, infinite pictures of my, like, 13-month-old child so that Facebook and Google can fucking steal them and run algorithms on them so that facial recognition in the future is better.
That's the same with, like, any situation in life. You encounter somebody on the street that you haven't seen in a while, and you're like, "Oh, how's everything going?" "Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Everything's great." No one's ever like, "It's fucking terrible."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You know,
my fucking alpha wife is whipping me good.
Didn't we watch?
You know, it's like, no one ever admits to what they're actually doing.
Wasn't there like a Jim Jeffries bit on this?
Maybe.
Yeah, where he's talking about, like, listen, smart people, they don't inconvenience people by answering the question any other way than by saying, I'm fine, regardless of what the fuck is actually happening. Because smart people know that question is just being asked superficially. And it's not that person that's asking the question wants to actually fucking know your entire detail of whatever's depressing you at a current time, right? Like, just save it. That's not what it's a question that's meant to just be a rhetorical or superficial question. It's not meant to probe deeper into your life.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, how you doing today? You meet your coworker. Hey, Jim, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good, man. How are you? That's the way you answer that question.
I'm fucking dead inside.
There is no other way.
Nothing has ever been good for me.
Yeah. And to quote
like,
Summer,
damn, Jeff, you're fucked.
And to quote Summer in fucking Rick and Morty, you're just holding me verbally hostage.
Yeah.
You're not giving me a choice to answer the fucking question. If I answered that question honestly, it would just lead down a rabbit hole of shit. And you don't want to hear that. You just want to hear that everything's good, man. How about you? Smart people know that.
People get that. I do that. I do that with, like, I do that for everybody. Like, something. Even if my parents text me, they're like, "How's everything going?" Like, good.
Things are pretty good.
Good. How about you stop asking questions?
Yeah. You don't want to know. Okay.
You don't actually know what. You don't want to know what's actually happening.
Stop fucking probing.
It's good.
It's not in your best interest.
If it's great, I'll let them know.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, this fucking cool shit happened to me today. It's awesome.
Shout it from the rooftops.
But for the most part, it's like, it's good. Bills are paid. That is all you need to know.
Remain even keel.
Yeah.
Don't deviate.
Fine.
Don't deviate from script.
I remain the status quo. This is fine.
Everything is nominal.
Everything is good. I am fucking the maid. This is good.
I am happy to inform you that I impregnated the maid. Talk shit about me now.
Insemination has been initiated.
Insemination imminent.
What a fucking crazy ass bastard, man. There was a video of him when everybody was like, it was like 2008 when everyone was losing their jobs.
Oh.
And then he was going around California riding his bike like, I am riding my bike. How you have no excuses for not having exercise. Because I can ride my bike whenever I fucking want. It's like, yeah, because you have all the money in the fucking world and all the spare time in the world.
Look at me, I'm donating my money to charity. Why can't you do the same? What's
can't
wrong
do
with
the
you?
same because you are very weak.
What's wrong with you? Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
Nobody really knows.
No one gets that reference, man. None of those fucking infantile beta cucks.
Oh, those
listeners.
were fucking great times for movies. That
Get
was
your ass to Mars. It is not a tumor.
we got enough shit in here to fuck Cohagen for good. Okay. All
So
right, Arnie.
good.
This is great.
Get to the chopper.
I love this shit. I love this shit. This guy's the bomb.
He just plays the same character every movie, but
But
it's
he
great.
just he's like Stallone. Barely knows how to fucking speak English. I mean, Stallone knows perfect English. Can he speak perfect English after 40 years of being a fluent speaker? No.
No, he's fucking retarded.
No, he's got that weird fucking like bravado Italian. It doesn't make sense. Like any Italian person on the street, it's no.
Adrian.
Yeah. Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah. Well, no. Neither of us are really.
I'm not gonna do it.
We're not doing it any justice.
Do a better Schwarzenegger.
We're better off to like break into a fucking Rocky theme song. Maybe we can both kind of do the doo-wop.
No, fuck that.
Okay,
It's
fuck
fucking
that.
stupid.
I'm sorry, that was a stupid idea.
Adrian.
I don't know what I was thinking. That was before my time. I don't actually really know the Rocky theme song all that well. I just know like the that part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that part, right? Right? And you see him like getting up on the there's that famous building in Philadelphia where he's like running up the steps. I don't know what it's called. Probably the library, I imagine. It looks like some
The fuck dungeon, man. It's the Philadelphia fuck dungeon.
you get to
Philadelphia Flyers, go fuck your mother, fucking place.
you get
that's
to
what
the
it's-
top
That's
and
what it's called.
you get to the top and you hit the fuck button and like a large stone cavern wall just reveals itself and you just go down about 60 to 80 feet underneath the surface and boom, you're in Fuckville. Is that where we are?
He's got a statue.
Yeah, he's got a statue.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up statue though. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's covered in cheesesteaks. That's the problem.
Like, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That an actor would
Oh,
have
it makes sense.
that an actor would have a statue. By
Right
the
next
way,
to the Liberty Bell? Of course.
yeah, but Stallone isn't even American, is he?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah. He was born in the States.
I find that hard to fucking believe.
Philadelphia man.
No, I don't believe that.
Philadelphia man.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't.
Italian stallion.
Okay, but that doesn't reveal his birthplace.
It reveals his porno under the same name.
Stallone.
Well, he's Italian American. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger is fucking Alpha American.
I take him about as serious as I take Steven Seagal, and I say that with an immense amount.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
Bro, I
man.
say that with an immense amount of respect because both of those guys would legitimately whoop my goddamn ass. But
I think you could kick Steven Seagal's ass.
I don't think so.
I would.
I don't think so.
100%.
You know, it's that wisecrack.
Steven Seagal, if you're listening, I challenge you.
Oh, no.
I challenge you to a fucking battle.
Bro, you're going to get, like, that's going to be the only comment on this video. It's like, hey, bro, I heard you from across the internet. You're fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm Steven Seagal.
I'm coming for you, Luke, from the Hammer.
I'm going to kick you real good. I'm gonna give you a really good low kick.
It's that straight face comedic delivery that always worries me. That guy is a fucking psychopath. Okay,
He's not a comic.
he might
He's
as
very serious. He's
no
serious about everything.
No,
He's a cop. He's a jiu-jitsu champion.
yes, I
He's
get
Steven
that.
fucking Seagal.
Which, by the way, without the
Like,
previous
it's-
two, wouldn't
he's
carry
not-
any
he's
water
not-
at all.
No, he's not. He's not a comedian. He's just. He's doing whatever he thinks is fine.
Have you not
Which is
watched?
not fine.
Have you not watched some of his movies?
Yes.
He is actually a comedian inside those movies. He's got these lines that are actually fairly funny, but he delivers them with a straight face and absolutely no after effect. It's like a stoic delivery of a zing. I mean, it's the type of shit that flies nowadays, in my opinion. It really does.
I'm just hoping Joe Rogan has.
Rogan Josh.
Rogan Josh has fucking the Gull Man.
We love you, Rogan Josh.
Rogan
You're the best.
Josh.
You're the best. We're both hungry right now.
Yeah,
It's like 3 a.m. We're hungry.
Send me that elk meat.
We're fucking hungry, man.
Send me the elk meat.
Joe, feed us.
I require elk.
Joe, please.
I require
Feed us.
elk. You know, let's fucking end this because this is fucking getting really stupid.
Yeah, no.
But you are starting a podcast.
I
right?
am. Yeah. So,
Tell me a little bit about that.
yeah. So looking to start within the month. The tentative name of the show is going to be The Political Current. Currant. So it's like the fruit.
Okay.
Sounds pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I did realize after I tried to register, social media sites in, the Current and such that it wasn't going to happen because there's just too many political people out there, apparently. It was
the entire thing now.
It was a real problem.
Everyone has a fucking political spin on whatever they're doing.
Yeah, and in a way, it's actually pretty discouraging. You would look at the number of podcasts that are out there, and you would say to yourself, well, it seems that a lot of the target audience has already been captured. I'm not, you don't want to talk about how they're actually captured, what they're watching and stuff like that. It seems to be a pretty split demographic, depending on how you look at it, where the views are going. But I have the tendency to watch a lot of the same things that these people are watching too. Mm-hmm. And some of the information I find very credible. It depends on the source that you're looking at. But other sites and, just random talking heads that you're looking at on YouTube, they're not as reliable as I think some people might think they are. So, the whole goal is to try to present a fact-based platform for people so that they can make educated decisions for themselves. Not that I was going to hijack fucking Luke's podcast to do that for myself. Fuck that shit. But yeah, it might be the last time I'm actually on the podcast, which is fucked up.
Oh, for a little bit at least.
I guess.
Maybe.
I guess.
If you get booked.
Yeah.
To doing your own thing.
I really don't know how that's going to play out. It might be.
We'll do it again for sure.
You seem so confident in yourself. I don't know where this confidence comes from, but. Like fuck it. No, the next
time.
You
see this room, man? There's gold everywhere.
Yeah, no. I mean, the next time
I'm not confident.
Are you putting my confidence on a percentage scale?
Are you calling me a beta?
Here we go again.
I can't stop talking about it. It's too funny.
It's an obsessive topic. It really is.
Okay, yeah.
There's a strong desire for men that never really deviated from the course of being men. Not that we're wife beaters, not that we're disrespectful to women, but strong men. Yeah. The idea of being able to incorporate into a relationship 50-50 as opposed to
and those men are going to be on your podcast.
There's definitely going to be some, including yourself, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd come up and talk some shit, I mean, the base of the podcast will be predominantly political, but at the same time, there's other things that can be discussed.
When do you think you're gonna start it?
So
when's episode 1? When are you fucking ready?
Episode 1 is when I'm fucking good and ready to post episode 1. That's not true.
post before you're ready. That's what I've learned. Post before you're ready.
He's premature posting. This guy's learning. He's a premature posting. So
now that I'm a lord of podcasting, and I can start throwing my weight around other people.
You're well established in the YouTube realm.
Well, people ask me questions now, which is fucking weird to me.
Like what?
Like, how did you get so fucking alpha, dude? Like,
God damn, bro.
So fucking.
Are you taking tea?
Fucking taking tea.
I'm taking tea.
Oh my god, yeah. My dick is just flying in my pants.
I was told by a guy on YouTube that I had low T. So I got some more tea.
No, everybody I bring it up to, they're like, man, that's so cool. How did you get into it and all that stuff? Why did you start a podcast and all that stuff? I'm like, I talk a lot of shit, and I decided to record it, and then I posted it before I even knew how to do it. Because you force yourself to start.
If this is
then it's over.
You're right.
Not overthinking it. It's out there now. It's like now I have to hold myself accountable to this thing that I just put on the fucking internet.
Make sure it's.
And then it continues on and on and on, and now we're on episode 9, and we're talking about fucking random garbage.
We've covered you cover a lot of ground in 3.5 hours, man. Like that's the honest God truth. Maybe a lot of the people that or whoever that would be listening to a podcast like this, they don't know. I think they probably heard us say things in the past similar to, we were having this conversation earlier. Almost everything that we cover on the podcast, with few exceptions, we've actually talked about ad nauseum over many beers.
Yeah.
And established the grounds. We kind of know when, like, even though there's the content of your show isn't topical, you don't have a checklist. We're not going over particular topics. If it sounds like
this would have been a normal conversation for us, even if the mics weren't on.
100%.
Except I probably would have meandered towards the fridge and eaten something during this.
You kind of look like you're ready for a little bit of sleep
passed
too.
Out,
yeah,
I would have probably blacked out or something.
Yeah, you kind of look like you're ready for some sleep.
Well, I'm gonna have to look for some food first, but
we had that option.
Yeah, we did.
So
we still have that option. The night is young. It's not even 3:00.
Where are you getting food?
The streets.
Ooh. Okay.
Man, I saw a fucking possum walking
around
earlier.
You got a barbecue? There's probably a possum out there on East Avenue.
The possum was walking around earlier, man.
I bet you if we put just enough soy sauce in there with some Montreal skunk spice, I think that fucker would just marinate perfectly, and we'd have a couple of good steaks.
Sizzling up good.
Yeah, exactly. That would be delicious.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
We're not hillbillies, people. I don't know. The
snout is the best part.
That's true. I've heard that about the pig too.
Tasty snout.
If there's anything I learned through Hollywood, it's that the snout of the pig is actually the most desirable.
Actually, the belly is better. Yeah. I've eaten a lot of pig. My belly is definitely there.
Yeah, well, according to Hot Shots Part 2, which I went back and watched and laughed my ass off about. Apparently, the pig snout is the most desirable. But yeah, so I mean,
so the podcast.
Yeah,
you're starting a podcast.
Starting a podcast.
Fucking doing it.
Fucking finishing my room first.
I'm gonna be on it.
You're gonna be on it.
We're gonna talk about this same shit.
No, we're not. No.
Maybe I'll be a little bit more sober. It'll be fine.
And we'll have a fridge.
Don't talk so much shit.
We'll have a fridge in the room with leftover pizza, so that anytime you feel like you need to,
leftover pizza is very good.
You need to, you got to do the Sanders. So whenever you need a something to eat, you don't even have to leave the fucking room. That's my goal. Like I've looked at this, right? Like
you're bringing a mini fridge in.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh shit! Man.
Why not?
Shit.
Gotta make your guests comfortable.
It's true.
Right? And I've already had offers of people that are in similar fields that to the one that I did my master's degree in. And I mean, it's weird because I originally ran this idea by a couple of my friends, and they were like, wow, I thought, like, this is one of my friends' reactions. He's like, yo, I thought I hit rock bottom, but here you are doing a podcast. Like, yeah, motherfucker, that's right. I don't even know what he meant by it. I didn't ask him to quantify his remarks, but I don't want to know. Does he think I'm a lowlife for actually doing the fucking podcast? Or is he implying that you've gotten to such a desperation point that you feel that you need to branch out and reach out to people in this other medium? I don't really know. I tend to try to consider it in the light of the latter, but
I think some people probably think of podcasting as like this weird fucking subculture.
yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, to a degree, I kind of do
still, yeah, definitely. Still, some people don't understand what podcasting is. It's a lot more mainstream now than it used to be.
Yeah.
I used to tell people 10 years ago that I listened to podcasts, and they were like, "What the actual fuck are you doing?"
I was probably one.
It's like an internet radio show. It's like I don't get it at all.
I was probably one of those guys too.
So what? You don't watch Big Bang Theory? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're a fucking piece of garbage.
Hot.
I'm better than you.
Hot steaming garbage. I was you before you were you, bitch.
Too bad you don't get it, but this is the future, and you're gonna get rid of your cable pretty soon.
Well, I tell you what, I'll see you in 6 years.
Yeah.
Prick.
Well, yeah.
And then there they were.
I'm giving you all the fucking Italian. Hey, I'll go fuck you.
Look, as far as I know, you were one of the originators of the tight jeans and fucking.
Vafangu.
You were one of the originators of the tight jeans and flannel look in Canada. I don't remember anybody rocking that shit before you came along.
A lot of people rock the flannel, but been rocking tight jeans for a long time.
You've been ripping it.
Yeah.
Ripping tight jeans.
Not everyone gets it.
He's got a fucking hang up.
I'm usually ahead of the curve.
Except when it comes to shorts.
I really know what's up.
He doesn't accept shorts in any way.
No,
shape,
I'm ahead
or
of the
form.
curve. Give it 10 years. People are gonna ban shorts.
Ban shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ready for that?
People are gonna stop wearing shorts
Well, like, you know,
because they're dumb.
my problem is that I don't want my nuts to sweat that much.
My nuts do not sweat.
Well, you have
fine.
a condition.
I have a disorder where I don't sweat.
Here's some talcum powder. Take care of that.
I absorb all of the liquid.
Yeah.
I never sweat.
You don't have stale balls ever. You are a flower.
It just goes. It happens.
I guess that lawnmower has like the lawnmower 3.0. By the way,
The
it's,
lawnmower 2.0.
Okay.
That's the one that I have, which is better than 3.0. So everybody who gets 3.0, you're a fucking scumbag piece of shit.
can I ask people out there what happened?
All you're paying for is the fucking LED light.
Was the 1.0 a prototype that they gave to like 25 guys and then
I don't think the 1.0 exists because I looked
No,
for
dude,
it.
dude.
I looked
clinical
for it.
trials, but they had to scrap it after it chafed 19 out of 25 dudes' balls.
It was actually a fucking it was a rotary saw
It was
that they tried to pass off as a male trimmer. They had their budget was $10 and they just bought a fucking rotary saw from Home Depot.
They were really trying to make they're really trying to make it work.
Yeah, well, lawnmower 2.0 really gets your fucking ball sack trimmed properly, man.
Take it from Luke.
I use it. It's fine. It's great.
This is a user testament.
Be safe about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't fucking go at it like you're trying to like clear cut the rainforest or something like that. Like you really like, you will nick your sack if you're really going for it, You still got to be normal about it.
What if you're like
That's what the globalists don't want you to know, man, is that you will nick your sack if you really go for it.
that's what they want you to do?
Yeah, but you can't. You got to go a little bit,
Then all of a sudden, like
inch at a time.
you nick your sack and then you use a little bit of toilet paper, you flush it down the toilet, you think nothing of it. And then 3 weeks
I do
later,
in the shower, so it's fucking out.
3 weeks later, you get a package from Ancestry.
Somebody.
It's like we've analyzed your ball blood and we've determined that. Hey, how'd you get that?
It made itself to Sweden. Sweden knows about you.
Inevitably, Luke, everything eventually makes its way to Sweden,
Yeah, like Spotify.
including modern life. But it's a little bit far behind.
all reality. Let's see. By the time September 1st happens,
Ooh.
it's the Spotify generation.
Is that what it is?
It's over.
Really?
It's over. Yeah.
How is that like?
Spotify's taken over. It's going to be bigger than
God.
it's going to be bigger than YouTube.
We are bigger than Jesus.
I definitely predict that. Spotify is going to be the predominant streaming platform.
Really?
Yeah, definitely above Apple Music, definitely above YouTube.
What?
It's fucking over.
What is the? Yeah. Okay. So I understand kind of where you're coming from when you say that, but what is the major, in your opinion? What's the major advantage that Spotify holds over iTunes?
Spotify has many advantages over Apple Music. Spotify has the playlist applications, the fact that it was before any other streaming platform, so there's a lot of artists already on there organically. Apple Music is designed by it's a second thought by a corporation. Apple doesn't actually care about iTunes or Apple Music.
No.
They operate at a net negative for Apple Music. They don't care. They just want more users to be closer to the Apple brand.
They're employing the Amazon model.
Whereas
Employing the Amazon model.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas Spotify that's the only thing they do.
And they do it well.
Not that they are any better for artists or anything, or anybody that actually puts their shit up on there. They're better for podcasters than they are for artists, based on record deals and stuff like that. But yeah, the main reason why Spotify is going to succeed is because Joe Rogan moved over. That's it. That's it. That is the only reason.
Is that the reason why?
If he didn't sign a $100 million deal with Spotify, exclusive rights to his podcast, Spotify would have probably lost millions of dollars a year, as they have been for about 5 years. They would have plummeted into absolute nothingness. Because they don't make any fucking money, because the music industry takes all their fucking money.
Yeah.
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 They have to have these lucrative deals with record companies so that they can have the royalties to those songs that they actually stream on Spotify, which means they forfeit almost 100% of their net profit to these companies. So Spotify doesn't make any fucking money.
No.
It's all speculation.
Yeah.
It's being propped up by the record companies because it makes the record companies a lot of fucking money. And the record companies don't have to actually spend any money to make physical copies of anything anymore.
No.
They don't have to pay their artists anymore.
They're still charging you the same price for music if you buy
But
album.
they're still making tons of fucking money.
But the artists
because
are getting scraps.
there's something like 70 million people that pay for Spotify. So 70 million people times $10 a month. Those record companies, there's only a couple of them. It's not the indie ones.
No.
It's the big ones. It's Atlantic and Universal and shit like that.
This is conglomerate.
They're fucking making so much money
Yeah.
off of all of that shit. The artists make no money at all.
It's only natural that they would...
I have music on Spotify. I have like thousands of streams of my shit on Spotify. I made $5 in the past like 5 years.
Wow.
It means nothing. It's nothing. Spotify is fucking bunk.
Yep.
But now that Joe Rogan's on it, it's actually competing with YouTube.
Spotify's market...
It's over.
Spotify's fucking stock price is competing with gold right now.
Again, like anything in modern society, music is just an afterthought. So they're getting into podcasting. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast on the planet
Yep.
of all time.
Yep.
They signed the $100 million deal with him for the exclusive rights. Joe Rogan's podcast is almost the entire reason why anybody's on YouTube anymore.
There's a good chunk of people
There's
that
a very good chunk
There's
of
a good
people
chunk of
that
people
actually
that-
go to YouTube specifically for that.
just to watch
A
his
lot of
bald
those
head
people-
talking.
A lot of those people are gonna move over to Spotify.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I can buy that argument.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And
So-
then that's gonna change Spotify's dynamic into a point where more podcasts can actually be prosperous there. They're literally developing video specifically for Joe Rogan. They don't have video on Spotify now,
no.
but they're going to do video for him, which means they can do video in the future,
Yeah.
which means they can actually compete with YouTube.
Yeah. They're
If they start putting out video for a lot of different things.
testing a new field of their business.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know,
It's going to change shit, especially at this point where YouTube is censoring a lot of people and canceling a lot of people, and Spotify really does not give a fuck.
the culture
They've
around
never
YouTube.
canceled anybody or censored anybody on Spotify, so it's like it's two different dynamics where they're trying to like, I don't know, people are speculating like Joe Rogan's going on a fucking internet war against YouTube. You know, that's the Alex Jones thing. Like he's going on a fucking war against fucking YouTube, brother. But it kind of seems like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna take a lot of fucking views and a lot of power away from YouTube
Yeah, I think so.
by leaving 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, when you're averaging 10 million plus views a video, yeah, there's a lot of weight that's put into having a prominent. You hate to say it, but YouTube has given birth to personalities over time. I mean, you have to thank it for that. But at a point, it became illiberating. It became something where the people who were creating content were no longer capable of producing content at their own discretion. It becomes slowly over time, it becomes a filtered platform. You know, and for the most part, even just based on the topics we discuss on the show, if God forbid we were ever to become popular enough, or if your show is ever to become popular enough, you may face that same reality of, I mean, I'm not going to say like, you know, it may never be as popular as the Joe Rogan Experience, but say it gets 10 or 15,000 views, and you know, the algorithm then, you know, monitors the video. It kind of takes like a video sound recording of what you guys are talking about. And it's like, hey, these guys are talking about subjects that, you know, they regard our corporate sponsors, or they're directly attacking us. And
Oh, these guys are saying beta way too much. So
yeah,
there's-
well, yeah, beta.
that's a problem.
We're allowed to live it. We're not allowed to say it. I think that's the big, I guess.
You're not allowed to say shit, man. Yeah, I mean, it's actually funny because you watch YouTube videos that don't have a lot of views, maybe like the under 1,000 scenario of YouTube videos, and like they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like nobody's really reporting it because it's just there's not enough.
Not enough audience.
Traction.
Not enough audience, yeah.
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 But once you get to a certain point, they want to fuck with you.
And
Unless you're Joe Rogan, which you can get away with anything.
And there's like a handful of independent political, you know, people that are out there. And there, you know, for the most part, there's quite a few people that are trying to fight the good fight, right? You have people out there that are really trying to spread knowledge and stuff like that. But the more people that are out there that are doing the same thing, the less likely the algorithm is to be able to drown real conversation out. So even if you don't succeed in the goal of, you know, getting 100,000 views on a video, if you get through to 10 or 15,000 people and what you're talking about is factual and like legit, then people might look at that and say, yeah, I could definitely roll with this. And I would think that being able to spread the word to 10,000 people, like, you know, the 6 degrees of separation, If you reach 10,000 people, you essentially reach 60,000.
Right.
Right. It's, you're going to maybe even more than that. I'm not really doing the math properly right now. It's a little bit too late. But if you have legitimate points and you're out there and you're hitting a certain percentage of your audience to the tune of a couple thousand people, you have to believe that whatever it is you're saying, A, is resonating, B, those people are probably listening to you and may go back and have conversations with their loved ones about what they're hearing and maybe their friends and shit like that. And it changes the world little by little.
And that's what your podcast is gonna do, right?
Fucking right, buddy.
Hey,
Get back to the fucking main point.
Oh my god, yeah. I was
been
gonna try to end this
it's
half
been
an hour ago,
dude,
but it was fucking.
It's been a fucking pleasure, and the truth is, we just talk too much, and it was good to come on the Luke Hamilton show and just talk some shit again for a little while. I felt like it's been a little bit of time.
It's been about a month and a half.
It's been a minute.
We haven't done it in a while.
It's been a minute. So hopefully it was good enough for you guys to lay in your bed and just fucking listen with your eyes closed. That's usually what I do to podcasts and shit. So no sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, brother. Appreciate being on as always.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
Again, the name of your podcast. Well, how are people gonna actually get it?
So I'm gonna be.
Because you don't have social media.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
so
setting up a whole bunch of social media accounts. They're not gonna be directly linked to my name because I don't have personal social media.
For the show,
straight up accounts for the show. The accounts will be named the email from the name of the email right down to the accounts on fucking Instagram. I'll try as best as possible to try to replicate everything exactly. And maybe once I have it all finalized, you can just give me a quick shout out on an extra podcast that you're having with somebody else and be like, yeah, Neal? By the way, this is where you can reach him. Hopefully. We'll see what happens.
Well, once you have it fully set up and you're going to do your first episode or something like that, we'll do another podcast and
we're definitely going to do it, man. Yeah. You're like you got to come up. I think I would love to have my first and our last podcast be at my new podcast place. I would love that.
Well, it doesn't have to be our last.
No, it doesn't.
Come on.
It doesn't fucking.
Whenever,
you know what? You know what? I'm guilty of sowing doom and gloom. And I wasn't gonna try to do that, but I'm getting
not a cut and dry thing.
I'm getting fucking teary here, people.
We'll do whatever. It's fine.
I'm getting teary here, people.
But yeah, it'll be cool to be on your podcast. For sure.
I'll definitely.
We'll figure it out, and we'll do that shit
for sure. So
for sure, it'll be a lot of fun.
Goodbye, y'all, but not farewell. I appreciate you out there in listener land, fucking listening to our podcast and shit. Hopefully to many more.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody who listened to this 4 hours. Oh boy.
We have a way of just going on and on and fucking on.
It can keep going on and on and on forever.
Well, we tend to start late. If we started a little bit earlier, I swear to God, if we started around 6...
This was the earliest.
Dude, if we started around 6, we probably still would be going until now.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous it is once we start going.
That's true. We'll just keep talking shit.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But thank you. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Anyway, subscribe, do what you need to fucking do. Thanks for listening. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to fucking end these. This is the fucking problem. Oh my god. Everybody go to bed. Fucking stop listening to this.
Assuming you're listening at 4 a.m.
Just fucking, I don't know. Whenever you're listening to it, it could be you just woke up and you listen to this in the kitchen. You're making lunch. Go to bed.
You're
fucking
fapping
idiot.
to this shit. Stop fapping
You're fapping
to this
hard.
shit.
This is in the background. You're fucking beating off the porn. Go to bed. Do whatever you need to do. Oh, I don't know.
Fuck off.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, bye.
Yeah. See ya, man.
Yeah. See ya. Whatever.